background and skills. A community where nearly 1 in 3 of your colleagues are veterans themselves. Apply now at vacareers.va.gov.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Friday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And, man, do we have a big program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. Deb will do that around 3:20. We'll also have Sinker Sale, Embers Only. Tell you about a wonderful new company that I am absolutely in love with, Cigars. This is like the third one we featured. I can't get enough of them. We'll tell you that in just a little bit. 4 o'clock hour, it's Primetime Kitchen with our buddy Fayez Cara from the Orlando Weekly. We have a review, the 13 hottest restaurants in Orlando right now. Tijuana Flats bankruptcy, Mount Dora Blueberry Festival, plus we'll kidnap him and take him to somewhere for something special. We'll do that. 5 o'clock hour, it's Rich Tips with our friend Candace Rich. We'll also do trivia for our last pair of tickets to see the Dave Matthews Band, and we'll end it up with You Heard It Here First. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous Miss Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight at it, it's producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social. That's Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's even easier. It's just at Jim Colbert Show, and, of course, all day, every day. And that includes checking us out on YouTube. Go to JimColbertLive.com. Click right through to our YouTube channel. Give us a like and subscribe. Tell all your friends, all the fam, to do the same thing. Helps us out quite a bit. Your 3 o'clock keyword, by the way, is green, Green. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Green, guys. Let's break that mold. Today is the day we get a winner.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a dry spell.
Yeah, been a minute. Time to get a winner today.
How do you know we haven't had a winner today?
I don't know.
I haven't checked.
Green. Get over there and do that.
Keep your phone off vibrate. Keep the volume up. Keep it near you for the next hour.
That's right.
That's all you have to do. Just wait that 1 hour.
You're terrible, Jack.
He is. He's building us up
You're
for nothing.
terrible at orgasming and terrible at...
Well, Stephanie in Alabama, I hope you enjoy your money.
I don't. What are you going to buy in Alabama for $1,000? Oh, a house.
Yeah. Or a lot of
that's
meth.
fine. You can buy that here. Also, if you want to send a talk back, you can do that. Those are the recordings you hear as we come back on the air. That's absolutely free to do. Just get the iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio once you get it, and then use that microphone to send it over to Jack so he can be annoyed and then play it for us.
Never annoyed. Always love him.
Yeah.
What would be our subject for today? For
What
the
do you mean?
talkbacks.
For the talkback? I don't know yet.
Should we have a theme? Yeah,
Yeah,
we
should have
a theme?
that. Well, you know what? This is not a subject. This is a, do you guys get into... They're not arguments, and that's very important to say. These are not. These are not. Jack, stop laughing. Your laughing seems accusatory.
So I didn't lose this one technically because it wasn't an argument.
I'm not a hoarder, but
this is not a loss. I promise. It's not even an argument. Have you ever gotten into? This is not even
a discussion.
Not even a heated discussion. It was a back and forth. Let's call it that. It's a back and forth. my son and I got into a back and forth about the proper temperature for the refrigerator and the freezer. This has been a debated argument for us for a while, and the worst thing you could ever have is a fridge that tells you all the stuff about what's happening in the fridge.
Well, and you're a foodie, so I would trust the guy who.
So
I think it all goes back to the guy who pays that electric bill.
Hey, there you go.
I said,
there you go, Jack.
He says you're keeping the fridge too cold. And I said,
excuse me, young man.
No, this is not a thing. It's just we were funning with each other. He goes, you're keeping the fridge too cold. Well, I said, I like the milk to be cold. What's the proper temperature? And he said, well, you should keep the fridge at like 40 degrees. And I'm like, 40 degrees? That's barely sweater weather. What do you mean 40 degrees?
Do you not have a thermometer in your fridge?
So we do. Right, but the thing is, I told him, I said, we're not looking it up. I'm not going to look it up and see what the actual temperature is. Don't yet. Okay. Don't yet, because I want everybody to guess what they think it is before you look it up.
All right.
That way we can get a true measure of what you think your fridge temperature should be set at.
I have the independent thermometer you throw in your fridge.
Right.
It goes fridge or freezer, and there's a little blue zone.
Yeah.
I will proffer
that
like the blue zone is between 36 and 40.
Okay, Jack says between 36 and 40. Jack and I concur on this one. I claim the absolute best fridge temperature is like 36 degrees. I say 36 degrees.
36? Then what's your freezer at?
I think the freezer should be like
32, right?
Like,
right at freezing.
Yes, zero. I think it should be like 0 to 10 degrees or something like that. I can't imagine a reason for it to be any colder or any more. Theoretically, 30.
Did you switch from Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit to Celsius?
This is all Fahrenheit.
I just plug it in and hope it works.
Yeah, but I didn't. The other thing was like with the freezer. I'm like, well, how do you even argue with the freezer? If it's frozen, you're doing great.
Right.
That's the whole idea. Well,
Now,
how's the ice, kid? Is the ice fine? Well, then everything else is probably going to follow suit.
Do you like ice crystals forming in your milk in the jug?
No, because here's the
you
problem.
Don't want it that cold.
That's the problem.
Because then it makes it watery.
The veggies. You got to worry about the veggies. I can't sacrifice just having cold milk because I could just throw the cold milk in the fridge and get it as cold as I want and then put it back. The problem is if you have veggies and fruit in your fridge and you get it too cold, it ruins them, especially if they get the crystals on them for like your leafy vegetables. For lettuce will get destroyed. If you freeze lettuce, you're done. It'll turn into soup.
This is why I said I would. Well, not only is Jack more correct than I am, it's the person who pays the electric bill that gets to decide the temperature of any appliance.
No, I understand that, but
including the AC.
Exactly, but the foodie would know.
This is Airbnb, so the electric bill's out of play. But here's where this really started. This started with the old house. Of course, we don't have the new. We don't have the fridge that tells you all the stuff anymore. It's got the readout about what the temperature of the freezer is. And every time you'd go by and the temperature of the freezer or the fridge was at a different temperature, he's like an old man. Okay. And I'm like, okay, man, just chill out. Is it like everything's fine, but we're going to get this right. So did anybody look this up yet?
No.
Well, look it up. Let's find out what it is.
I think you should lean into the fact that he wants it warmer. That's saving you money. And by the way, as far as Airbnb and not paying an electric bill, then that falls under the Airbnb bill, which...
No, I understand. Yeah, I get it.
Lean into it, Bradshaw.
This has nothing to do with who's paying the bills.
It has everything to do with that.
This is just a discussion, a back and forth on what the proper temperature of your freezer and your fridge should be.
Well, this is bad news for your son because actually, as it
Good. That means
turns
I'm
out,
right.
Well, actually, no, you're both wrong.
Aha.
Next topic.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration recommends that your refrigerator temperature should be at or below 40, between 35 and 38, they're saying is the ideal temperature for your refrigerator.
I got 36. I've nailed it. Jack's on the high end.
He's good on that.
Your freezer temperature at or below 0.
Okay, good.
However...
What?
As at or below 0. Now, however, the ideal refrigerator temperature is actually lower, aimed to stay between 35 and 38 degrees. For those doing Celsius, that's 1.7 to 3.3.
Yeah, we're not Canadian.
Hey, we have Canadians listening. Fayez is going to be very upset about that.
And you know what a Canadian upset looks like? It's like a soft hug.
Right, exactly.
It's a lukewarm embrace.
Fayez Kara, the food critic for the restaurant critic for the Orlando Weekly, His default look is angry Canadian.
His default look is disappointed dad.
Okay, and I am gonna say that going forward, he's gonna be naming himself one of those angry Canadian soft hug.
He looks like a dad of a really smart guy who got a B+. That's what he looks like. He looks like he's reading that, and he's just so tisk.
You could have done better, son.
So disappointed.
I am an HVAC guy specializing in refrigeration, and 36 to 38 degrees is perfect.
Absolutely. That keeps everything nice and cold, but it doesn't ruin your veggies. It doesn't allow your milk products and dairy products like your sour cream and your yogurts.
So are you going to go home and torture your son by watching him as you dial the fridge just a little
this
bit
fridge
cooler?
the fridge we have now is straight dial-up. I'm going to be honest with you. This thing is analog. It is
the kind you put in a rental, Deb.
Exactly.
This is a
moving parts.
Well said, Jack. This is a rental fridge.
So you have ice trays.
Yeah.
Ice trays.
Rentals do not have ice makers, just so you know. They do not have ice makers.
That's okay. I don't like an ice maker.
Yeah.
They leak. They're a problem.
What?
Yeah, ice makers.
How do you make ice?
With ice trays.
Actually,
we had an ice maker in our last house, and that thing leaked. Trying to get the filter for it, trying to get the filter in. They're expensive.
I don't know about that. I know ice maker's a game changer, and everyone should have one in their life, and I don't right now.
What is wrong with you people?
Well,
where are you from?
Okay, bougie.
It's an ice maker. I currently do not have one either.
Well, you're living in an Airbnb.
Exactly.
Hey,
Well,
I'm
my
using
fridge-
muffin pans to make ice right now because they didn't provide those.
My fridge is
That's a true story.
my
Okay,
fridge is
redneck.
my fridge is 19 years old.
Okay.
I've replaced the ice maker a couple times. It's about $65 on eBay.
Yeah.
The last time I replaced it, it didn't work, so I returned it and I put the broken one back in. It intermittently works. It worked for I had a 3-month run of ice, and now it's out again.
Oh yeah. I'm buying ice like it's the 30s. I get some guy. I'm getting some guy
Like
that
they
drives up
deliver it?
with a big claw that he has to hook it into the van and put it into my box, and I can hope it lasts 3 days as I chip away with it like some. I almost said a bad word there.
So I have some ice trays, but the old school, they're like plastic or rubber, where you just twist them once and they come out. No, they have new ones that are this soft silicone.
Yes, those are the best.
Those are the worst. Don't listen to Deborah. The ones I have, at least, with tiny cubes, you have to actually pry out each individual ice cube.
See,
Right.
we
As
go old
opposed to
school with the plastic.
The old school plastic tray,
the
you
best.
twist it once, they all shoot out of there.
Exactly.
Or the old ones. The old ones
it's
had
so
that
great.
lever thing.
I
Right?
know,
Look at that thing
yeah.
on top of that
Yeah,
lever,
yeah.
that aluminum. But here's the problem with those old ones. Don't go in there with a wet hand.
Oh, no, because you're going to get...
Do not go into the aluminum ice tray with a wet hand. 'Cause
You'll never let go.
That ish will be like licking the old. That's like the Christmas story
flagpole.
scenario,
Exactly.
right? Now you'll have an ice tray stuck to your hand for a good 40 minutes. God, I do. I have muffin pans.
Do you really?
I couldn't figure out how to make ice, and I didn't feel like going to the store. And our ice maker is disengaged.
Wait, you couldn't figure out how to make ice. Do you need the recipe? I
No,
could write
dummy.
it down for you.
I had nothing to put it in to be able to make ice. And I started looking around the kitchen, and there's two of these muffin pans. So I filled these muffin pans up with water. Now I have these discs of ice, and a couple of them have some leftover blueberry muffins from the last tenant.
You've got whiskey ice.
That's exactly. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 770-311. Do not forget, your 3 o'clock keyword is green, GREEN. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. Deb, what's coming up for news?
Well, we've got Florida students joining pro-Palestinian protests. Closer to home, the largest meth bust in Orlando history lands a man behind bars, and going to Walt Disney World? Better leave those Crocs at home. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. Plus, we do have a little bit of other stuff. We have Singer Cell coming up in just a bit. Embers Only coming up. Primetime Kitchen, Rich Tips, Trivia a little bit later today. Fun stuff. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks. Welcome to the Jim Colbert Show. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Looking at slowdowns in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound for those traveling by the major attractions exits. A crash is causing stop-and-go traffic northbound on Florida's Turnpike this afternoon. A crash currently blocks the left lane for those approaching Mineola and Hancock Road. If you happen to see any other traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
What could you do in 15 minutes? How about a premium oil change? At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, our certified technicians will guide you in, use only premium products, and get you back out on the road in no time. Quick, easy, trusted. That's Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Guys, let me tell you something. If you need a new bathroom, Rebath in Mid-Florida is here, and they are ready to help with a brand new bathroom you're going to love. And even better, if you mention you heard about them from the Jim Colbert Show, $800 in upgrades to your bathroom. Let's back up a little bit. Do you need a new bathroom? If you've thought to yourself at all the last year or so that you want to replace or remodel your bathroom, Rebath in Mid-Florida is where you need to go. Here's why. They have the best stuff, they have the best products, they have the best installers, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And by the way, this replacement isn't going to take 6 months. It's going to be 4 to 6 days. You won't see contractors. They do it with their employees, and they have integrity. So much so, the two big box stores that do the DIY stuff, the blue and the orange, Rebath installs their bathrooms for them. You don't have to worry about that. Go to the showroom, 436 up in Altamont. Look at what they offer up there in that showroom. Amazing, amazing stuff. And now you can add $800 to that if you get your bathroom from Rebath and tell them you heard about them from the Jim Colbert Show. They're ready to take care of you. Log on to the website, check out the before and afters, then book your appointment. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Last time on The Bold and the Blueberries.
Nancy, how could you?
I don't know what you mean.
My blueberries, Nancy. You ate all my Florida blueberries.
Oh, we can get more, Nick. Florida blueberries are in season. I can help you look for the Fresh from Florida logo where we shop.
We? Huh, no. From now on, I shop for Florida blueberries alone.
For dramatically delicious blueberries, choose Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Hey everybody, it's Savannah and Hoda from the Today Show.
From the simplest ways to save money to incredible hacks you never knew existed. Just remember,
see it, hear it, learn it on Today.
Oh, that's genius. You just saved me $40.
Every morning on NBC.
Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is excited to bring you live craps, roulette, and sports betting. All under one roof, hotter than the Florida sun. Feel the luck of the dice, watch the roulette wheel spin, and scream for your touchdown as the big screen comes alive. Dine like a rock star, sip cocktails that shimmer, then dive into the heart of Las Vegas right here in Tampa Bay. Live craps, roulette, sports betting is here. Get in on the action now, only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, located off of I-4 near I-75. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-10-MINUTE.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite. Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
In this week's Marketers Report, we learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like One Hit Wonders Radio. The greatest one-hit wonders of all time. Ones you definitely remember. And ones that'll make you say, oh yeah. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search One Hit Wonders, and listen now, commercial free. Free never sounded so good.
No payments till next year, on top of closeout prices. Click OrlandoNissan.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
I bet one of them muffin tin ice cubes is perfect for a glass of bourbon.
It is, buddy. It is, boss. That was the idea.
That's why I called it whiskey ice.
Oh, yeah, whiskey disc. All right, 407-916-1041. Text
show
us
title.
at 77031. Green is your 3 o'clock keyword. GREEN. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away for your chance at $1,000. We want a winner today, guys. Get busy.
Jim's got whiskey disc.
And if you'd like to leave a talk back, you can do that as well. Go to the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it, and send it to Jack. He'll put it on the air. You can be funny, too. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here is Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
And Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don, while you're tooling around tomorrow morning on your way to the landscaping place or the big box store. Listen as he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show.
I will.
Students at several Florida universities are joining the wave of pro-Palestinian demonstrations popping up on college campuses nationwide, where over 400 students have been arrested, 100 at Columbia University alone. University of Florida students gathered at the Plaza of the Americas Wednesday and Thursday to call on the university to divest from publicly traded companies that support Israel's Gaza war effort. A similar demonstration took place at Florida State University yesterday. Also, the Tampa Bay Times reports a rally is planned for today at the University of Central Florida right here in Orlando. UF, though, like we talked about yesterday, UF is threatening students with suspensions if they violate a list of rules involving protests, saying they'll be banned from campuses for 3 years.
Damn.
So, I mean, there's already a couple of students from some other prestigious universities who will not be able to finish their master's or their PhDs because they've been banned from the campuses. So all those years of work going into your degree only to be banned from the school that you were hoping to graduate from. Now, Governor Ron DeSantis also warned Florida college students not to illegally protest on campus, saying they will be expelled. So far, no arrests have been reported here in the state of Florida. Speaking of governors, Floridians are honoring the life of the late former governor and U.S. Senator Bob Graham. This morning, an honor guard escorted Graham's body to the historic Old Capitol building in Tallahassee, where his body is lying in state. Later, family will attend a private burial service at a cemetery near the governor's mansion. A public memorial service for Graham will be held next month in his hometown of Miami Lakes. Graham died last week at the age of 87. All right, speaking of schools and safety, a conference in Orlando could offer a preview of what safety measures schools are going to take in the future. The National Student Safety and Security Conference is wrapping up today. Vendors are showing off the latest in safety technology like weapons detection systems.
Okay.
Sadly, the need for these systems may not be going away. School safety expert tells Spectrum News 13 they expect active school shootings will continue to increase every year, saying so there's a need for their conference and for what their vendors are selling. Yeah. All right, residences and a couple of quiet neighborhoods in Orlando and Ocoee weren't what they seemed. A man is in custody charged with trafficking deadly drugs, and 150 pounds of methamphetamine were seized, the most ever in Orlando history, along with 100,000 pressed fentanyl pills and other drugs, including cocaine.
Damn.
U.S. Attorney Roger Hanberg says suspect George Farai Borgegis was hiding in plain sight.
2 residences and nice communities that weren't what they seemed to be. I mean, in some respects, you know, this defendant was hiding in plain sight, and he had houses that had, you know, and I can't really underemphasize the tremendous amount of drugs that were in these houses.
Also confiscated guns and about $700,000 in drug proceeds.
Oh, my.
He could.
Good Lord.
I mean, imagine 150 pounds of methamphetamine.
That is a giant bust.
It's huge. The pictures of the amount of drugs in these 2 houses was like, what? Like I said, he could face life in prison if convicted.
Yeah.
All right, Floridians are encouraged to take part in National Drug Take Back Day on Saturday. The biannual event organized by the DEA is aimed at giving people a safe place to dispose of unneeded medication to prevent their misuse. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody says it's important to get rid of any drugs, especially those that contain opioids, that could wind up in the wrong hands, especially the smaller hands of a child.
And we know that addiction can start with just one use. And so it's so important for people to participate in Drug Take Back Day.
And Moody continues, you know, if someone gets a hold of those pills in your cabinet and they do get addicted, they could fall prey to fentanyl dealers like the one we just talked about that was just arrested. Now, during the last Drug Take Back Day in October, Florida law enforcement officers collected how many pounds of drugs?
In a take back day. So these are drugs being given voluntarily.
Yeah, this is like
You want to get rid of miscellaneous opioids you have laying around the house.
Any old expired medications. They don't have to be opioids.
For the whole state?
For the whole state on the Drug Take Back Day in October. It's just one day.
How many pounds in one day, Jackson?
I'm going to go 500 pounds.
I'm going to go 3,500 pounds.
How about 22,000 pounds?
Yeah, it's a bunch.
Which is roughly equivalent to the weight of 5 military tanks.
It's 11 tons, right?
Collection sites can be found at dea.gov/takebackday. There are 200 locations around the state.
Wow. That is a whole bunch.
All right. So we've already talked about the suspect in both the murder and sexual abuse of Madeline Soto, right? Stephen Stearns not making any court appearances. I don't understand why this is allowed. I do understand they have a right to waive their right to appear, but
it's all going to end the same way with him getting the S kicked out of him in prison daily.
Well, a man who's accused of a fatal triple shooting in Orlando's Pine Hills neighborhood was a no-show in court on Thursday. The shooting happened in February of 2023 when 20-year-old Keith Moses allegedly opened fire during a random shooting spree. killing 9-year-old Tiana Major, 38-year-old Natasha Augustine, and Spectrum News 13 reporter Dylan Lyons. Moses was expected in court on Thursday, but officials say he refused to be transported to court for the hearing, which left the judge to hear from prosecutors and the defense. If convicted, Moses faces the death penalty.
Yeah, it's all going to go the same way. They can stay in their cell. They can do whatever they want. It's all going to the same way. Justice is still going to move forward, and these people are going to suffer greatly for the crimes that they committed. And that one guy is going to be, boy, that guy, I hope he enjoyed every moment that he got to do his thing, because what he's going to suffer in prison is going to be game-changing for him.
I'm trying to feel bad.
No. I've been praying for it. So I just want to give you, I've been hitting my knees every night waiting for this guy to go to prison so he can just do justice, his real justice.
I-4 is back open after it was shut down for several hours overnight. Yeah, this is not a repeat story. It was shut down overnight because of a crash at the end of a high-speed chase in Lakeland. Florida Highway Patrol says a trooper spotted a car going more than 100 miles per hour westbound just before midnight, and it sped up to 130 miles per hour during a pursuit before crashing into 2 tractor trailers. Both men inside the vehicle were ejected and are hospitalized with serious injuries, while 3 other drivers suffered minor injuries. Troopers found $5,000 in cash and several pounds of marijuana in the wrecked car.
Did you see the vehicle?
No. Oh, is that the blue one?
Yes.
Yeah. It looked like somebody just crumpled it up, was about to throw it away.
Yeah. It looked like it just went through space.
Yeah.
But to hear that both people, I mean, seriously
Survived.
injured, but survived, probably because they were ejected, I'm guessing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually when you're ejected, that's...
Yeah, but this thing looked like what you assume that submarine looked like.
Right, exactly.
After imploding. It looked like just somebody crushed it up as if it was an old tin can.
Yeah, even the news alert, the notification was car shredded into pieces.
When you saw it, it looked fake.
Well, here's an update to a story that we not only covered during Woke News yesterday, but we also asked Attorney Glenn Klausman during Colbert Court because we couldn't figure out how this case was going to end. Well, a teenager blamed for a deadly crash in Miami-Dade County will be charged as an adult. Hialeah police announced the arrest yesterday of 15-year-old Maycall Santi Esteban. He's facing charges that include 2 counts of vehicular homicide, or manslaughter, rather. If convicted, he could get 45 years in prison.
This is interesting because didn't you say that the crash wasn't his fault?
He had the right of way.
So I don't understand that.
2 women were killed.
He must have been speeding really bad or something. I don't know. Was he? Oh, yeah.
2 women were killed and 1 was hurt in Tuesday's crash. Police say Santi Esteban went for a joyride in his dad's car, said he just wasn't anything planned. He just saw the keys, took the keys, got in the car, picked up his friends. He was speeding at 83 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone just before the crash.
That'll do it.
A 53-year-old woman and her 39-year-old niece in the other car were killed. The 39-year-old's 66-year-old mother remains in critical condition.
Unbelievable, man.
Along with driving without a driver's license, all those kinds of things.
How tragic.
All right, this is an interesting take. Manatee County officials, this is over on the Gulf Coast, are launching a drone program to aid first responders.
Okay.
The program is aimed at helping improve emergency responses to overdose deaths and cardiac arrests. So the drones, based in Lakewood Ranch, will carry Narcan or an AED to responders anywhere in a 3.5-mile radius.
Wow, so they'll drop Narcan from the skies.
Or an AED if you don't have a defibrillator on your vehicle to help with cardiac arrest.
And I didn't know what an AED was. So it's
automated.
Yeah. So basically, it's a defibrillator. Clear? That thing, right?
Yeah.
Ironically, sounds a little like that. Clear.
Commissioners approved the pilot program to begin May 1st. So literally next week, the program will be active on weekdays during the daytime.
I would like to take one of those and put them on either of Jack's ears.
Clear.
I love your relationship.
It wouldn't even mess his hair up. I get the feeling. It wouldn't
of course
even.
not. Nothing does. Not even the wind.
Well, we could get one.
You don't want to mess with this thing.
It's funny, though.
$800.
We should have an AED in the building. I'm actually surprised that we don't, because most public locations, like if you go to the Kia Center, schools, they're hanging all over the walls.
I think there's one above the that thing that's in the break room.
Oh, yes.
I think it's above
That's
that.
okay. Yeah, you're right. Above that super duper medicine cabinet with all the special Band-Aids.
It's like a medicine armoire.
I love that thing.
Automated external defibrillator.
There you go.
Give yourself a buzz there, buddy.
Oh.
Defibrillator.
Defibrillator.
Brulator? Defibrillator?
BR.
February?
Defibrillator.
Okay. Enough.
Brill.
Enough.
All right.
Yes, we're good.
For you. For me.
All right.
You. Me. You. Me. All day, Jimmy.
I'm just gonna go.
No, that's fine. Stay.
I'm just
Please.
gonna...
Don't leave me with him. God almighty. He's like an abusive stepbrother. Keep going.
Not at all.
Let's get Deb needs she needs a ref shirt.
Yeah, I do, and a whistle.
We have any former Foot Locker employees out there can send in some old work shirts?
All right, the constant glare of the paparazzi appears to be taking a toll on supermodel Gisele Bündchen. Surfside police body cam video shows Bündchen crying during a traffic stop Wednesday. She tells the officer a photographer is following and stalking her, but the officer says there's nothing he can do unless she files a police report.
I understand who you are. I know that. I'll give you a... There's nothing I can do about that. No, but it's stalking. Okay, well then file a report with Miami Beach.
The 43-year-old recent South Florida transplant then says she's so tired, nothing protects her, and she just wants to live her life.
Right.
I can do nothing. I just want to live my life.
She was not cited. She's just given a warning. No telling, in fact, if Bündchen is going to follow up with a police report on the photographer who the officer did approach and warned to keep a safe distance. What does that mean when you've got a telephoto lens?
Right, yeah, exactly.
I mean...
Leave her alone.
Tell him, Jack.
Let the woman be.
Leave her alone.
Oh, remember the Olympics in Brazil when she came out in the closing ceremonies?
What do you think she's worth, Jack? You would think with this kind of cash that she could get a security detail that would handle this.
You know what? Actually, yeah, she could. At least a couple $100 million. I know it was more than Tommy. I'm going to go $200 million.
I'm going to go 340.
Give Deb a ding.
Hi, I'm Deb.
Yeah, good to see you. It's $400 million.
There you go.
I'm going to give ding a Deb.
God, I almost said Beth. Give Beth a ding.
Oh, Beth.
I know. I don't know why I said that. I have no idea.
Boo.
You're way cuter.
Two new schools are creating a nightmare for some Orange County residents. Those who live in the Lake Shore Preserve have noticed an increase in traffic since Horizon High School and Panther Lake Elementary School opened in recent years. Man, this is just neighbors complain that parent pickups and drop-offs are clogging roads, and some parents are double or triple parking in front of their homes. Some parents don't see what all the fuss is about, though. One parent says, hey, we're parking legally, and the inconvenience only lasts about 20 minutes a day. The school district and the sheriff's office says they're monitoring the situation, but at least one resident has had enough. He tells Fox 35 News that after dealing with this for 2 years, he has no other option but to move.
Wow.
He's just not doing it anymore.
Incredible, man.
All right, Orlando's mayor is excited by the latest SunRail expansion goals. An FDOT official met with Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer and other local officials yesterday to discuss bringing SunRail to Orlando International Airport. Now, FDOT expects ridership to increase from 1 million to 6 million in just the first year.
Damn.
By 2040, that could grow to over 9 million.
Wow, man.
Now, Dyer says he's more excited about the possibilities for SunRail's future than he has ever been. Other officials, though, focused more on the expected cost. How much do you think that would cost?
Oh, God.
This is gross.
Oh, really?
To me, it's gross.
$3 billion.
$4 billion.
Oh, God.
$4 billion. Volusia County Council Chairman Jeff Brower tells the Orlando Sentinel the biggest concern is where does the money come from?
Sure thing, yeah.
And then Disney World is reportedly escalating its war against a certain brand of shoe. And someone texted us at 77031 and said, wait, they sell those things with Mickey ear holes cut out in them.
Right.
So visitors no longer allowed to wear Crocs while riding on escalators.
Oh, yeah, that's what got him. That's what got Universal in trouble.
At the Magic Kingdom, according to the Disney fan site Inside the Magic. Now, photos and videos on social media show different styles of Crocs getting stuck on escalators and then forcing them to shut down.
Yeah.
Many of those reported instances have happened at the Land Pavilion attraction in Epcot Center.
I wonder if that's the same thing. You guys know there's an active lawsuit right now in Universal because I guess it's not because of Crocs, but because the People Mover came to a stop.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, and some people kind of fell or whatever. You know what the funny thing I thought that was going to be is they were tired of people losing their Crocs on roller coasters.
Oh.
That's what I thought they were going to say. I thought it was going to be like, they have to stop and go, send somebody to that net or whatever to get their shoes over and over.
No, they just collect that that stuff and sell it on eBay after you leave the park.
People love their Crocs.
I love my Crocs.
I love mine as well,
even
man.
though they're knockoffs.
Yeah, you don't wear outside your house.
No,
Hell, yes, I do.
Well, I mean,
on the
outside your house, but do you
to
go
the restaurant?
Oh, yeah, like we're going to a party this weekend. It's like an outdoor party, and I'll be wearing my Crocs instead of tennis shoes. I ain't wearing
Yeah,
dude, Crocs
mine
are the greatest.
pretty and lavender, and they have flowers on them.
Mine are marble.
Any pins? Do you guys put pins?
No,
Oh God, no! I'm not crazy like that.
Are your Crocs
Hey,
bedazzled?
I don't want any Croc shame out of you, since that's. Do you only wear them to take out the garbage and recycling?
Check out Skechers guy throwing darts.
I know. Well, check it out.
Check out Skechers guy.
Don't wear Skechers.
Yeah. Okay,
I
sure.
do.
But my Crocs, they're knockoffs.
Yeah. Croc
Mine are
offs.
too. Mine are Croc offs.
All right. Oh, Captain Shape up over there throwing some darts. He makes chill out.
Speaking of crock-offs, play at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans came to a halt yesterday thanks to an unwelcome visitor on the golf course. An alligator crawled across the tee box on hole 17, surprising both spectators and players. Security allowed the gator to pass through without incident. I guess they had one gator named Tripod who used to do this on the regular. Play resumed and the tournament continued without further disruptions. No word if he was wearing Crocs.
There's a number of videos from that tournament where there's like giant gators just chilling on the side of the, and there's one famous one where a guy's kind of from that area just walks up and kind of taps it on the ass so it'll go into the water.
Right.
And his playing partner looks at him like he just grew a horn out of his forehead. That's how crazy he looks. He's like, what are you doing? That thing was a monster. If it would turn around, it just snapped this guy's leg off, no problem. Like a Twix bar.
It
Boom.
was funny to watch, though, because the gator was, and they can run fast,
Oh, yeah,
but this gator was in no hurry getting across hole 17. And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Got a few minutes left for your keyword green, Green. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with Sink or Sail and Embers Only here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Get ready to text your vote for Sink or Sail. Coming up next on the Jim Colbert Show.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Friday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast as we head into the weekend. For today, we'll expect a partly to mostly sunny sky with warm temperatures. It will be very comfortable with a high of 85 degrees in Orlando. As we head into tomorrow, temperatures will be slightly cooler. Highs still in the low 80s with a few more clouds. It will also be breezy throughout the weekend with wind gusts as high as around 20 to 30 miles per hour. Temperatures heat back up, though, next week with highs back in the 90s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Time for you to step it up, be a hero, tell your friends and family about Life Imaging FLA. And if you believe that you have a family member or maybe a friend that could benefit from this life scan from Life Imaging FLA, you got to get them over there, man. This is a game changer. My mother-in-law, father-in-law went. Me and my wife went. Hundreds of Central Floridians have gone. And we've even had people from the show come up and say, hey, look, thanks for this heads up on Life Imaging FLA and this free heart scan. My wife and I went, and my wife thought I was going to have the problems. It turned out my wife had blockages that she wound up getting surgery for that saved her life. That's what can happen. I was standing next to my wife when her mom called to let her know her scan was clear, and through the phone beside my wife, you could hear the relief in my mother-in-law's voice. That's what happens with Life Imaging FLA and that free heart scan. Remember, no dyes or injections. You don't take your clothes off. This only takes a few minutes, guys. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make this the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
See the Guests, featuring songstress Lucy Woodward and creative pianist Henry Hay, as they perform classics and originals in Dr. Phelps Center's newest and most intimate music room, Judson's Live, on May 2nd through the 4th. Eat, drink, and discover new artists across all genres in this stylish space inspired by the world's most legendary listening rooms. Order from a menu of unrivaled cocktails and shareable plates while you're here. Get your tickets now to see the Guests May 2nd through 4th in Judson's Live at drphillipscenter.org.
Let's watch TV.
What do you want to watch?
Big Bang.
It's one of my all-time favorites.
It's Big May on CW18.
Every night at 7 o'clock.
Bang, bang. And it doesn't get any bigger than the Big Bang.
Sounds like a party.
Did someone say party? Party's my middle name.
Let the good times roll.
Are you having fun?
Oh, yeah, this is it.
The Big Bang Theory. Weeknights at 7, 7:30, and 11. Part of Big May on CW18.
Still funny.
From sunrise to sunset, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered. Mornings from 7 to 10, start your day with Central Florida's most accurate forecast from First Warning meteorologist Kelly Ann Klass.
You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead.
Then tonight at 10, get caught up and know what's happening now with Stuart, Michelle, Tony, and Darren.
It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
AM or PM, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like One Hit Wonders.
This is the story of a girl. I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
Just search One Hit Wonders and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
It's time for Sink or Sail. If you think this song is yacht rock, text SAIL to 77031. If not, text SINK.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night. my love.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. That's how you call the show if you'd like to do that. You can text it as well. That number is 77031. Leave a talk back. Just get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it and use that microphone to send it over to Jack. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
I'm on a boat.
Jack is here.
I am.
And this is Sink or Sail. Jack hosts a show every Sunday morning, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, right before Sunday morning coming down, called Captain's Log Radio. And we determine every Friday if this song is yacht rock and deserves a spin on the show.
Yeah. And Van Morrison, Moon Dance. I think most of us were introduced to Van Morrison with Brown Eyed Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Into the Mystic is a song I played on Captain's Log Radio before, but I thought Moon Dance would be a good one to slip in and let the listeners vote on the yacht rock worthiness of this song.
I have to tell you, the initial voting is a bit shocking. Now, I don't know how this turned out because Jack already knows how it did on the show, but I'm looking at the texting service here, and I just kind of refreshed it, and when I refreshed it, I looked and I could not believe it. Dude, would you say that it's like a pretty even now? You just had a run of sales, but...
It is. Actually, when it first looked, I saw a bunch of sinks, and then I just counted it twice. Sale had the advantage there. Sale had the advantage on Sunday as well.
Did it really?
It was a sale on Sunday.
Was it close, or was it overwhelming? Because this is still pretty close.
This is closer, and this is usually closer. This tends to be run... Fridays are a little more negative than Sunday, Jim. Let me just say that.
Well, after that traffic the last couple of days, nobody can blame anyone.
Sunday is the Yacht Rock audience that were there for an hour of Yacht Rock. This is people will say, what are you doing with this crap in my ears?
Well, this is like, hey, I'm working the dock over here. What are you doing?
I'm walking here.
I already know how you're voting next week.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, this is another fence sitter for me because here's the thing: I could make a great argument either way. This is borderline jazz.
Yeah.
Is like really what this is. It's almost like pop jazz, but really, it fits because it does have a very kind of the vibe of this thing is very kind of chill. So this is kind of where I applied. I would give this a sale.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I picture myself with a neutral in my hand back on the Ocklawaha River.
A neutral. I love it. What flavor?
Every flavor.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
I prefer those over White Claws, actually.
I like that watermelon flavor.
Oh, it's so
Watermelon's
tasty.
good.
Pineapple's a damn good one, too.
Yeah, mango.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on that mango.
Weird about mango,
Watermelon.
though. When you get a synthetic mango flavoring, it can get weird. That's why I like watermelon because it's so fresh and you almost can't mess it up.
Yeah, I would say sale.
Yeah, I think this is a sale. Yeah.
I could totally, yeah.
This is borderline, though. This is like when you have those blues songs that are kind of like this, but they're just kind of the tempo's enough to get you in there. This is the jazz side of that.
I always hated that sound he makes, like he's freezing outside. What's wrong
Van
with you?
Morrison.
There you go. All right, Moon Dance.
Yeah.
You guys consider one of the great songwriters of that era. You know that? You guys amazing talent.
Yeah, Into the Mystic, a fantastic song. Of course, his big hit, 1967, was Brown Eyed Girl.
Right.
He is also one of those artists featured in The Last Waltz, which is the Martin Scorsese documentary about the band.
Yeah.
And their final performance in the late 70s. And it's a fantastic documentary. It was a gift to me from Jim Phillips years ago.
Yeah. The band is like Robbie Roberts.
Yep, Robbie Robertson, Leon Helms.
Right.
But yeah, Joni Mitchell and Van Morrison, Neil Diamond, Dr. Hook. It's crazy how many stars are on it.
Special memory of the song Brown Eyed Girl.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I remember when it came on the radio, and at the time I looked at my husband and said, "Oh, honey, Brown Eyed Girl." And he said, "You're right." And then he looked at the German Shepherd and started singing to her.
And that's when I knew.
Oh, no.
Important note, Deb has brown eyes. Yeah, all right, let's do Embers Only, guys.
Now, it's time to explore the world of cigars, spirits, and other things that make life worth living. This is Embers Only.
Embers Only brought to you by our good friends over at Corona Cigar Company. 3 of these beautiful lounges here in Central Florida. There's one in Sarasota, one in Tampa as well. And man, let me tell you, they do not play around when they build these things. They are amazing. That downtown store, when you walk in, it's like you walk into a different world, the way it's designed inside. It looks like this Spanish hotel inside.
It looks like that, and yet as soon as you sit down, you feel like you're kind of almost in a friend's, living room.
It does. Big, huge, leather-bound chairs ready for you to kind of just pile in and enjoy a nice smoke with a nice bourbon, a nice scotch, maybe some port wine, maybe some tequila. They have so many choices, cocktails as well, but the best selection by far of cigars here in Central Florida, including very hard to get stuff and even stuff for beginners. Now, this is a new brand that I've been turned on to from these guys. I'd never even heard of them. And then he started featuring these cigars, and I don't know what it is about these things. It is, for me, it's the perfect blend of strength, of length, of construction. The tobacco is nice and rich, but it's this aging room, these aging room cigars that he's been turning me onto. This is the third one we have featured. They are selling like crazy. I'd never heard of it. And then now today, it's the aging room small batch T112. I think it's pronounced Vivace. Vivase. I guess it could be Vivaz. I don't know, but it is.
Vives?
It could be. I don't know. But this is a boutique blend cigar. The Aging Room brand is really about that, about these beautiful cigars that they blend up. They give you great wrapper choices. The tobacco inside is aged so perfectly that you do get this beautiful blend of tobacco that's real rich, not overwhelming, and you get a nice earthy flavor with these cigars with a tiny bit of sweetness. I don't know what it is about them, but when you get the other cigars, sometimes you smoke them, you get a lot of that earthy thing up front, and then it just doesn't have any payoff. Every single one of these Aging Room cigars I've enjoyed has such a great experience. They have everything you want. They're $105 right now for a box. That's 35% off. And look, man, don't take my word for it, but this is a really unique cigar. I've been smoking these things for like 20 years, and I rarely run up on a cigar that really kind of changes the way I look at them. And this Aging Room selection really has done that. They really are a little bit different and really good, and I find myself enjoying them a lot. Matter of fact, if you were to look at my car right now, I bring a couple cigars everywhere I go in case I get an opportunity to smoke. And in my passenger seat right now, there is a selection of Aging Room cigars just waiting for me to grab one and snip it and enjoy it, which I will tonight with a nice old-fashioned. So if you want to try something really cool that you may not recognize, try this Aging Room small batch T12 or T112 Vivace cigar. I think you're going to like it. It's 35% off for a box, only $105.95. Grab them today. 3 locations here in Central Florida, downtown Heathrow and Sand Lake. And guys, if you're out of the area, they will gladly send them to you as well. Just find them at coronacigar.com. All right, back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show. Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy delays continue on I-4 by the major attractions exits this afternoon. A serious crash northbound on the Turnpike has blocked all northbound lanes on the toll road between the Oakland Exchange exit and Mineola. Looking at a crash causing heavy traffic on the 408 westbound where the right lane is blocked near the John Young Parkway exit. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
What could you do in 15 minutes? How about a premium oil change? At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, our certified technicians will guide you in, use only premium products, and get you back out on the road in no time. Quick, easy, trusted. That's Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Ask yourself right now, do you have problems with your eyesight? You have blurry vision constantly on and off of the readers, maybe some contact lenses, and you want to get rid of that? Man, I have the answer. You got to get with the Filatowski Eye Institute, especially right now because they're offering free LASIK consultations. Why not take a few minutes to find out what these guys can do to change your life and do it virtually overnight, exactly what they did for my father-in-law? It could not be easier to make your appointment. Here's how you do it, guys. Text 1041 to 868686. That way you can start your journey to better vision and do that with the Filatowski Eye Institute. If you're worried about experience, do not. These guys are one of the oldest games in the city when it comes to this. 65,000 1,000 LASIK procedures. They use the latest state-of-the-art technology, getting you the best results every single time. And if finances is a problem, don't worry there either. They do have 24-month interest-free financing available. Again, make that appointment. This is for a free LASIK consultation. Simply text 1041 to 868686. Your path to better vision begins right now.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Hi, everybody. It's Savannah Guthrie here with Hoda Kotb from the Today Show.
You know that saying, you learn something new every day? Well, it is so true.
Yes, every morning on Today, it's those little tips that can help save you time and improve your day.
From the simplest ways to save money right now to incredible kitchen and cleaning hacks that you never knew existed. Just remember,
see it, hear it, learn it on Today.
Oh, that's genius. You just saved me $40.
Every morning, right here on NBC.
The Heat of the Moment Tour, starring Asia. Saturday, July 20th, 7 p.m., Hard Rock Live Orlando. Asia Live with Focus, founding member of Wishbone Ash, Martin Turner, and Curved Air, all with the original band leaders. Together in one night. On sale at Hard Rock Live Box Office and Ticketmaster. Don't miss Asia.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
When you buy a diamond at International Diamond Center, you can bring it back a year from now, trade it up to a bigger one, and get 110% of your original purchase price toward the new diamond.
You pay me $10,000 for my diamond. When you come back and you want to trade it up, you're going to get that $10,000. Plus, we're going to give you a bonus of $1,000.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire talking about IDC's industry-leading diamond trade-up policy.
So you're getting 110% on what you paid for that diamond. Who else does this? I'm going to pay you more for that diamond than you paid me in the beginning.
The 110% upgrade is just another thing that separates IDC from the rest. We stand behind what we sell.
We know what we're selling, we believe in what we're selling, and we know the inherent value of that diamond.
At IDC, your trust means everything.
We want you to feel that you can buy with confidence.
International Diamond Center. Highest quality, insane selection, guaranteed best value, full transparency, and the strongest consumer protection warranties in the industry.
Our job is to keep you as a customer.
International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations.
Let's watch TV.
What do you want to watch?
Big Bang.
It's one of my all-time favorites.
It's Big May on CW18.
Every night at 7 o'clock.
Bang, bang.
And it doesn't get any bigger than the Big Bang.
Sounds like a party.
Did someone say party? Party's my middle name.
Let the good times roll.
Are you having fun?
Oh, yeah, this is it.
The Big Bang Theory. Weeknights at 7, 7:30, and 11. Part of Big May on CW18.
Still funny.
I know! From sunrise to sunset, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered. Mornings from 7 to 10, start your day with Central Florida's most accurate forecast from First Warning meteorologist Kelly Ann Klass.
You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead.
Then tonight at 10, get caught up and know what's happening now with Stuart, Michelle, Tony, and Darren.
It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
AM or PM, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos, a better, easier way to get term life insurance, all online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
San Jose's original Mexican restaurant is now open in Altamont. Visit sanjosesoriginal.com.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money, M-O-N-E-Y, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
I've been playing professionally for over 40 years, and without Van Morrison, you'd miss a good chunk of your corporate and country club gig material, because Moondance is usually top of the list on every one of them. And then the other one, of course, is It's My Birthday tonight. Can you play Brown Eyed Girl? Ugh.
Moondance, it's super yacht rock. It's elegant. It's barefoot. It's well-dressed. It is classically elegant, wealthy. It's super yacht rocky. It's not like some sort of tugboat yacht rock, like most of you people on Friday's vote. Get it together, people.
God almighty, dude. It's coming in hot. Somebody did not sleep well.
I always like the chimes in the background.
Always saying this with the angelic chiming of the wind, moving bamboo about. Somebody did say that Van Morrison should be in yacht rock just because he was such a good songwriter, that there's an element of cheese that makes a song a yacht rock song, and he doesn't think that any of the Van Morrison songwriting should qualify simply because of that fact.
So there's a lot of that sometimes where you have the Eagles and stuff, but there's some songs. Sometimes yacht rock songs do have cheese, but sometimes they don't. And if I only kept the cheese ones, like the Pina Colada song and Brandy and stuff,
right,
it would be a short list.
Yeah,
and we'd be repeating a lot of music.
Yeah, and here's the great thing. It's your segment. You can choose to redefine that or ask people to define or redefine how they feel about certain music. There's been a lot of music since the idea of yacht rock has even come about. So
yeah.
I like the idea of more modern yacht rock. And what would apply for that,
Yeah, I haven't done that.
Yeah, all right. 407, I know, Jay, thanks. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
And Jack. What? You were going to say?
Typically, the window for yacht rock is like the 70s and into the mid-80s.
That is the modern, that's the old interpretation of that music. That doesn't mean that music that cannot fit into that realm.
Like a little Jack Johnson. I'm sure some Dave Matthews may slide in there if you had to. Dave Matthews.
Yeah, we're giving tickets away to that cat today, our last pair. I know, for sure. We love murder crime, don't we, Deb?
Oh, yes.
This was
Whoa. You want to kind of rephrase that a little bit?
We don't love it. We love the investigations of how they catch these bad guys or girls.
You love other people's worst nightmares as part of your entertainment.
Do not. I love the fact
we love working with you.
I love the fact that they wind up catching these people and how they do it. Now, this was an interesting case that just came to fruition just a little bit ago. So early on Halloween morning in 2019, this guy named Colby Trickle, who is not a NASCAR driver.
Thank you.
Called 911 to say that his 26-year-old wife, Kristen, had shot herself in their home. They come and do the investigation, and after looking at the scene, it was a little suspicious, but it turns out that the coroner ruled that her death was a suicide. He was free to go on with his life, and he did. He was in the Army Reserve at the time, and he did cash in on 2 life insurance policies for his wife that totaled about $120,000. And then he did something that made people really skeptical of his innocence. What purchase do you think he made that made people a little skeptical that this guy may have been involved or may know more than he was supposed to know?
A Russian bride.
Not a Russian bride.
Czechoslovakian?
Not Czechoslovakian. It's not a foreign or Eastern Bloc bride.
It's his...
AKA EBB.
His babysitter?
Not his babysitter.
Wife's best friend.
No. He made a purchase.
Oh, a purchase.
He spent money. He got this $120K, and he bought something that raised the cockles of the investigators. It would not be a boat. A boat would not raise the cockles of a seasoned investigator. It would take something a little bit more dubious than that, maybe.
A gun? I don't think.
Not a gun.
No, not a gun.
No.
Not a life insurance policy on his new wife.
Hair transplant?
The word life is in there.
Life.
Size.
Sex doll.
Sex doll is the answer. A $2,000 life-size sex doll.
I'm going to have to Google this bad boy.
Time out. Hey, wait, why would that make it more? It just means he's not ready to move on, but he still needs to take care of these primal urges.
Now, the funny thing you should say, that actually came up. Now, this actually made it to 48 Hours, the television show, this case did. And Aaron Moriarty, oh, God. Moriarty. There you go, Moriarty. Oh, Jack, I got it right the second time. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it. Said, look, I understand there's a mourning process. You know, when people pass away, there is definitely a mourning process. But I would not believe that just a few weeks after my wife allegedly committed suicide, that the first purchase I would make with my new windfall of insurance cash would be a full-size life sex doll. But he says, look, you can't judge it because of that. And it turns out a couple other things were in play here that let them believe that maybe this guy was in bad shape. By the way, he went through all the money in 8 months.
I'm surprised.
$120,000 in 8 months. And what they started finding out is this. She would now, and you explain to me why this was suspect. These are the two pieces of information they used to finally kind of start digging and find out more and eventually charge this guy with first-degree murder and then convict him of first-degree murder. There were two things at the scene that they didn't understand. One, she was only wearing her underwear. Two, she had set an alarm for the next day.
Oh.
So I don't know anything about suicide, and it's a weird thing to talk about because you don't want to ever make fun of it. You don't want to make light of it.
And you don't want to trigger someone
and you don't want to trigger anybody who has had thoughts of this, but I did not find, I find this information interesting just because the stats still kind of are a little overwhelming. You don't really know why.
Well, you wouldn't make plans for the next day if you're not planning to be there.
And that's exactly what they say. Usually people who are going to make a decision of this nature will not go through with setting an alarm. They won't worry about appointments the next day. They won't do that. She did. But the other thing is something that's, I think, even more interesting.
Well, she's found in her underwear. You don't want to be found like that. You're going to want to be dressed.
You don't, but that is part of it. And it's interesting because it says this. It's not that it doesn't happen that women would or a woman would commit suicide in either underwear, lingerie, her bed. I would say her bedwear, right? It's not that uncommon. But what is uncommon is that a woman would shoot herself in the head to commit suicide. Because even then, women don't want to they wouldn't want to alter their face or their look in any way, shape, or form while doing it. And that's a common thing in women that do this. That take their own life with a weapon, that they won't shoot themselves in the head. I'd never heard that before.
I'd never heard that either.
Yeah. And I found that to be painfully interesting.
Does it say how the alarm, what type of alarm it was?
It was a phone alarm. That matter of fact, while they were there investigating the crime, it kept going off, and he had to silence it while the cops were there doing the investigation, and they found that a little suspect. They considered him a suspect immediately, but after the coroner decided that it was a suicide, they really didn't have a leg to stand on. They moved forward.
But you could set your phone alarm to go like every weekday, so that could have been set in the past.
You're right. I mean, you have a set alarm that goes off at 6:30 every morning or whatever?
Right.
Yeah. But it was interesting. He did agree to sit down and talk without a lawyer, which is completely the dumbest thing you could ever do, which I'm glad he did, though, because you definitely don't want him out there on the streets. But, yeah, he was his trial was in September of last year, and they wound up convicting him of first-degree murder. He said, by the way, his mother got on the stand. They asked his mom to get on the stand to defend buying the sex doll. And his mother said it was for warmth and comfort, to which the prosecutor said, we have electric blankets for that. Which I thought was a relatively bold statement for a prosecutor to make.
From something that is neither living nor,
Yeah. But I thought that was kind of fascinating. That story just broke it. And by the way, that's on 48 Hours if you want to go check that story out. Colby Trickle, I think, or what is it?
Colby Trickle,
Colby Trickle was the guy's name.
And his wife?
Was Kristen, yeah. And, incredible. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Don't forget your 4 o'clock keyword is money, by the way, MONEY. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away for your chance at $1,000. Money, guys. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Back with our friend Fayaz Kara from the Orlando Weekly. Find out what's good in Orlando for Primetime Kitchen.
They won't tell you this, but your pets are pretty lonely when you leave. No worries. We'll keep them company. Just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy delays continue on I-4 by the major attractions exits this afternoon. A serious crash northbound on the Turnpike has blocked all northbound lanes on the toll road between the Oakland Exchange exit and Mineola. Looking at a crash causing heavy traffic on the 408 westbound, where the right lane is blocked near the John Young Parkway exit. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by J. David Tax Law.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. After a 2-year hiatus, the IRS has resumed their aggressive collections letters. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Tools Ace Hardware carries the best brands and grills out there, guys. Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, Napoleon. They also have pizza ovens from Uni and Gosney. By the way, on our Instagram, I put up a video of me making a steak in my Uni pizza oven. Amazing. Everybody needs a nice place to sit with outdoor furniture from Polywood. This stuff is indestructible, beautiful, will not fade in the Florida sun. Service Tech, specializing in grills for repairs and warranty issues, and free assembly and local delivery on any backyard purchase, $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations in Central Florida, including the brand new one in Hamlin. Or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Looking for more than just a job? If you're mechanically inclined, an auto mechanic, certified welder, machinist, or a CDL driver with a strong work ethic, Ring Power, your North and Central Florida Caterpillar dealer, is the place. Whether you're beginning your career or making a change, Ring Power has apprenticeship and paid training for qualified candidates to help become skilled technicians. Join us at our Orlando facility career fair on Saturday, April 27th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information or to pre-register, visit jobfair.ringpower.com/Orlando. Join a winning team. Join Ring Power.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at faswd.com. That's faswd.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Savannah Guthrie here with Hoda Kotb from The Today Show. You know that saying, you learn something new every day? Well, it is so true. Yes, every morning on Today, it's those little tips that can help save you time and improve your day. From the simplest ways to save money right now to incredible kitchen and cleaning hacks that you never knew existed. Just remember, see it, hear it, learn it on Today.
Oh, that's genius. You just saved me $40.
Every morning, right here on NBC.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life, SunRail.com.
Hi, I'm Graham Class, host of Technically Speaking, an Intel podcast. Join me for Season 2 as we explore the future of technology evolving today. In each episode, I'll speak with the minds transforming medicine, healthcare, retail, entertainment, personal computing, and more with the help of AI. Join me every other Tuesday and explore the latest technology changing our world today and creating a more accessible tomorrow. Listen to Technically Speaking, an Intel podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Guys, time for another Primetime Kitchen here on Real Radio 104.1 of the Jim Colbert Show, featuring the word merchant, Mr. Fayez Kara, who is unshorn today. We'll get to Fayez here in 1 second. First things first, it's Tools Ace Hardware bringing us this segment. Wonderful people. If you haven't been to a Tools Ace Hardware, man, it's a completely different shopping experience. Not only do you have tons of people ready to help, you also have beautiful stores, well-stocked with everything you need for that home repair or just to turn it up outside for, patio furniture, for that grill, that pizza oven, whatever you want. These guys have it, plus all the great things you need to cook a great meal outdoor. That hardwood, those pellets, those marinades, those rubs, it's all available. Tools Ace Hardware, 13 locations, including that brand new one there in Hamlin. It's toolsacehardware.com. Good and loud for our friend, Mr. Fayez Kara.
Yay! Woohoo!
Can you not hear Fayez?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, turn him up. no, there you go.
How you doing? Oh, now I can hear it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so much better. It's going to make it a much better
interview. Maybe
interview.
turn it back down.
Yeah. Oh.
Kidding.
Why can't you shave? What is wrong with you? You look like
I got a haircut today, man. I couldn't do both in the same day. And I showered.
You look like a scruffy Slumdog Millionaire guy. Is what you look like right now.
Thank you.
No, I'm joking.
Like a dirty Jeff Goldblum.
Stop. That's what you get a lot, right? You get Jeff Goldblum?
All the time.
Yeah, that's great.
The time. Oh, my God.
Fayez Kara is obviously the Orlando Weekly restaurant critic, not reviewer, not food reviewer. He reviews the entire experience as you go to a restaurant. And we do have a bunch of cool stuff to talk about today. There's some kind of weird news in the food world today, too. A local Central Florida legend, Tijuana Flats, has some news out there that isn't real good. You don't like that word when you hear about restaurants that you love. Where shall we start today, Mr. Kara?
We can start there if you like.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's start with the news with Tijuana Flats. Of course, begun by our friend Brian Wheeler, who 30-plus years ago in Central Florida dreamed of a taco shack that kids from UCF would love, and it turned into a massive hit. He sold the company a few years back. The new owners obviously didn't have the magic that Brian did. Where are we with this?
So he started it in 1995, I think, right after he graduated from UCF. Sold it in 2015, and then he started other concepts like Tibby's New Orleans Kitchen and another one,
Big
Taco, I think. Yeah, Big Taco. And so Flatheads LLC acquired the company, and I guess they analyzed all their corporate-run locations, and they ended up closing 10 of them in Florida, of which the original location at University and Goldenrod was one of them. And I remember when I first moved here, I lived in an apartment complex right within walking distance of that place, and I would go there all the time. And so to hear that, that place closed, and it was like one of the first taco places I ever ate when I moved here. So yeah, some sad news, but there are some franchised locations as well. So those ones I believe are unaffected. It's only the corporate run ones, and I think they have 65 of them, and they've ended up closing, I want to say 11, 10 of which are in Florida. But you can read the story at OrlandoWeekly.com. I think we covered it pretty in great detail, but sad news.
Yeah, it is sad news. Hopefully they'll bounce back and kind of move forward. I did read your article about the 13 hottest restaurants in Orlando, and I saw that I'd been to a few of these. One you and I both just went to initially. Now, when you put these out, this is the 13 hottest restaurants right now in Orlando.
Correct, right now. And, this is like a constantly changing list because I updated around 4 times a year, usually with the seasons. And it's funny because when the list came out yesterday, a very well-known and well-respected chef that you and I both know texted me, kind of like miffed and saying, "Whoa, why are we not on the list anymore?" And so I want chefs and people out there to understand that it's called the heat map, the Eater heat map, which you can see at miami.eater.com. And the heat map really is intended to showcase the fresh new faces of our restaurant scene. Typically, restaurants have been open a year or less. The ones that have all the buzz and a lot of people are going to, and the new restaurants, the new hot restaurants. So, so one of them, as you mentioned, the one that you and I went to, Boxer and Clover at East End Market, Matt Hinckley's barbecue concept that he's opened with Trivium lead singer and guitarist Matt Heafy.
Yeah.
That's on the list. That's one of them. We talked about it at length, I think, 2-3 weeks ago. But there's 13 restaurants on the list. So I'll go through each of them really, really quickly. I'll go from north to south geographically.
Sounds good.
The first one being Mr. 01 Extraordinary Pizza in Lake Mary. Fantastic pizzas. They're making these star-shaped pies. Flavorful crusts, and probably my favorite pizza right now in town is the coffee Paolo that they make there. And it has raw honey, coffee grounds, gorgonzola, and a spicy salami calabrese. And it may sound disparate, but guys, if you guys are in Lake Mary, you need to try this pizza. It is my favorite pizza in town right now.
Are you serious? Really? With coffee grounds on it?
Coffee grounds, raw honey, gorgonzola, spicy salami calabrese. Guys, if you're in Lake Mary or Seminole County, just go there now and eat it.
Just trust you? So okay, very good.
Yes. So that's Mr. 01. And then I have Chayote, which is in Warner Park Village. That's Chef Mario Pagan's Nueva Mesa Latina, very sort of Latin-forward dishes, somewhat shishi interior, really great cocktails. Omo by Jaunt is on this list, which we've covered extensively. It's the restaurant that Ross and I had our little mandate on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I went to again last week, and oh my God, just as good. Omo by John. It's $245 a person, so it's definitely a special occasion type of place where we're celebrating the purchase of our new home. So, but really, really amazing restaurant, probably one of the 2 best restaurants in town.
Damn.
The other one of which is Soracara, which also recently opened in Baldwin Park. Another one of these multi-room, multi-sensorial experiences, and easily by far the most stunning restaurant space in the city, bar none. It is just, I don't want to spoil it for people there because it's the whole part of the ethic of this restaurant to experience it in real time without knowing much about it beforehand. But the space is absolutely stunning, just stunning. Okay, what else? A new restaurant, Bar Cotta, which opened last week. This Bar Cotta is one of Michael Calantes' restaurant. He's the guy who runs Soseki.
Yeah.
And Bar Cotta is right next door to Soseki. And it's a 30-seat sake lounge that has a small plate bar menu. And this isn't like, wings and stuff. This is like very elevated bar menu. Dishes like tuna au poivre and he has tile fish and chips and dumplings and Wagyu tartare. And unlike his other restaurant, Sushi Saint, that I've kind of like bashed for its pricing, the prices here are very reasonable. I think nothing above, I don't know, like $14 or something like that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the small plate menus have become very, very popular.
Profitable.
Yeah, and they're profitable because here's the thing, you're getting 4 or 5 bites, and people are starting to charge like ridiculous money, like full plate prices for them. So I'm glad somebody kind of came back to earth on that.
But I think people will pay that so long as they know they're getting quality ingredients. So I think the pricing there is extremely fair. We also have Mid-Drive Dive on this list. Another Matt Hinckley concept that's open in College Park is sort of like homage to mid-century dining. He's got his elk bacon cheeseburger on there. He's got he's got like Steak Diane. Which is
that's like really one of the oldest. That is like the oldest. That's like that's fine dining in 71.
Yes, precisely. But his patty melt is amazing. If it's, I think he called it the fatty melt because he's got like bone marrow in there. So
Damn.
mid-drive dive, check that one out. Bakery 1908, which is the Mills 50 Chinese pastry dim sum place. Amazing pastries. The pastries will just blow you away, the number of pastries they have there. The Drake, which is run by the same owners who had Duck and Drake Kitchen, the food truck, which was always parked outside of Digress Wine in College Park. The food is top-notch. The wine list, not so much.
I just saw that you were there with some friends the other day.
Yeah.
It
was great. The food was amazing. They need to work on that wine, especially coming from a place like Digress.
I was going to say, that's so weird. I mean, that place is like one of the, like when you go to the certain points in the county and you look for the places with good wine, I mean, you know, in College Park and in that part of town, that's kind of what you've come to know. It's like Digress has it.
Yeah, I'm sure some distributors gave him like a bunch of free stuff that you're just sort of unloading onto the public. But it's I'm sure that'll change because it's an undeserving wine list for this type of food. Death in the Afternoon, the Absinthe Bar, the Hemingway-esque Absinthe Bar that we talked about a couple of weeks ago as well, with the Spanish-leaning menu, amazing. Smoke Made Meats, which is in Curry Ford West, the Central Texas barbecue style joint. Brisket and sausages, amazing, you know, so good. And the last one is Kung Fu Kitchen, which we've also talked about here. Right. It's down by the attractions, probably the best dumplings in town, amazing noodles. Check all these places out, miami.eater.com. It's the 13 hottest new restaurants in town.
Very nice. Let's move on to the Mount Dora Blueberry Festival coming up this weekend.
Yeah, Deb. The 10th annual Mount Dora Blueberry Festival. So, you know, it's blueberry season right now. And evidently I was reading that the yield this year is amazing. You know,
because
it's so much better than it was.
They usually sell out. So if you like blueberry bread, blueberry wine, you definitely want to come earlier rather than later because a lot of times they sell out real quick.
Oh, man, I know. I love a glass of blueberry wine around a burning barrel. Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that blueberry wine.
It's a joke.
Oh.
It's just a joke.
It's a good sangria.
Yeah, for sure.
For a good sangria.
You want to put that in the fridge at 38 degrees Celsius, let me tell you.
36.
Or Fahrenheit. Sorry.
Yeah. Is there a lot of stuff happening for the Blueberry Fest?
A lot of vendors. It's also a great place. Like there was one vendor one year that for $5 they sold mason jars with blueberries floating in the water and sunflowers that they also grow on their farm.
Damn.
So I mean, just some beautiful displays. And if you like blueberries and you're not real happy with the ones that maybe you get in the grocery store or the price that you pay, you cannot go wrong. The blueberries you'll buy at the Blueberry Festival this weekend, you'll be able to make blueberry muffins, blueberry pancakes, blueberry bread, all kinds of things. They're delicious.
I'm down for that cobbler player.
I think they also have a blueberry pie eating contest. Yes. Jim, maybe you could enter.
Yeah, okay, why would you say that? You calling me fat?
No, I'm calling you a berry.
You just want to see your face covered in blueberries smushed all over your nose.
All right, buddy. I rolled up on you in the parking lot. You did not see me coming.
Oh, boy.
I bagged your head. And I gave you a bit of an elbow.
Oh, good.
I gave you a bit of an elbow to the back of your skull just because of your word choices.
Word merchant, you.
Which Glenn Klossman was fascinated with your vocabulary yesterday. He called you the word merchant, which I thought was the funniest thing in the world. So I'm now abducting you. I threw you into a finely tuned van. I had my son rough you up for a few minutes for being such a wise ass from Canada, but then we kicked you out of town. Right there in the middle of Sodo, which is down South Orange Avenue, and we want you to take us for the best ramen in the Sodo area.
Yes.
So downtown South Orlando, we're looking for a really nice bowl of ramen, which, by the way, has become one of my wife and I's favorite meals. We eat it now 2 or 3 times a month now. We love ramen.
Well, when we get to the review, you'll like the review. Okay, so ramen and Sodo. Honestly, Jim, I think there's a dearth of ramen in Sodo. There's a place called Sodo Sushi, I think, but a lot of their soups are more Thai, Vietnamese. I think they may have one ramen dish. But if you're kind of in that area, if you're in the downtownish area, I would suggest going to Jinya Ramen in Thornton Park, which isn't too far from Sodo. Jinya Ramen, it's like an international chain. They're doing like a 20-hour broth. You can't go wrong. I think the guy who started it was from Japan, and They what I really like about them is that they have like I think 3 different vegan options there. A lot of times, people go for tonkatsu ramen and they're kind of left out, but 3 different varieties of ramen, vegan ramen that aren't just cursory options. And there's like another one downtown in the Chase Plaza. I haven't been to it yet. It's called Nifty's Korean barbecue and ramen, and they're introducing these sort of like Korean spins to ramen. I think they have one that's the gochujang. It's like gochujang coconut ramen or something that I've always wanted to try.
Damn, that sounds crazy. Yeah.
And that's right at, I think, Pine Street and Orange in the Chase Plaza. It's sort of that weird space where the parking lot and the entrance to Chase meet, and you're kind of underneath that sort of like bridge-like thing. Yeah, in there, Nifty's. But unfortunately, Soto, I can't think of any right now. Soto Sushi and Grill, which is in that Target Plaza, came to mind. But look, I think they only have one ramen.
But Ginya's close enough. I mean, that's right around the corner. We have a Ginya in Oviedo. I had a Ginya in Oviedo, and we wound up going there as well. And I couldn't agree more. For a chain, it doesn't seem like you're eating in the chain. I suggest going to the bar and eating at the bar, and then just kind of nibbling off that menu. That appetizer menu is also very good. They do a good job. And you're right, their soups are great. Lots of body, tons of flavor, all the way down to the very last spoonful. Very slurpable. Very good. They do a good job.
I'm looking for a good Tom Kha Gai, the Vietnamese coconut milk, lemongrass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a Thai soup, actually. But I wanted to pass on a compliment that Fayez got. Went to Beef and Buns in Hunters Creek over the weekend on y'all's suggestion, and it was amazing. Great burgers and sides. Staff was great, and happy they were mentioned on Real Radio 104.1.
How about that?
Yeah, the Beef and Buns, honestly, great burgers. Really great burgers. I think I said that they get their buns from the same place like McDonald's gets them, and they have that one-hander smash burger, which you can eat like a couple of these things.
Yeah, Jack.
I got a question.
Okay.
What would you recommend for someone who's never had ramen?
Wow, look at that. You've never eaten
Can
ramen?
this be a segue? Can this be a segue to our review? Because I reviewed a place called Q Ramen this week. And it's in Oviedo. It's right off of, University, right before Alafaya, that Technological Avenue. And they serve something called they serve a tonkatsu ramen, which is like a pork bone broth ramen with black garlic. And I would suggest for anyone who's never had ramen before, the flavors in this are the classic ramen flavors. You have that rich, they do an 18-hour pork bone broth, so it's like got a lot of umami. It's got that nice rich broth.
Oh, God, it's so good.
And then the black garlic sort of like cuts through the richness. They obviously have chashu, which is like pork loin, like thinly sliced, the pork loin, the egg, the veggies, all of that. But go to Q Ramen. The interior is very unique in the city because at the back of the restaurant, they have these sort of like 5 vertically stacked seating booths that are shaped like honeycombs. It's got this Instagram appeal, a TikTok appeal, but maybe not for the very long TikTok appeal. But anyway, it's got like this honeycomb seating booths. Really cool. When you sit inside one of these things, it feels like you're in like some sort of chamber from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Hal, bring me my ramen.
And the
Hal.
seat backs. The seat backs are so inclined that you can't help but like slink down into your seats, which inevitably is going to happen if you eat enough ramen, especially in my case. But all the ramens there are great. The tonkatsu shoyu ramen that I just described with the black garlic. They have a great spicy tonkatsu ramen. They have a really good chicken ramen as well. But the one dish that the young folk are going for is this sort of like viral sensation of a dish called omu rice. And omu rice, it kind of goes like this. It's like a fluffy omelet that's sitting atop a mound of chicken fried rice. And then the server comes and he slits the omelet lengthwise to reveal like the custardy innards of the omelet, which sort of like spill and unfold all over the rice. And then he pours like a demi-glace sauce and a curry sauce. And in my review, I think I referred to it as a gory Cronenbergian concoction.
It is. You see these reveals online all the time because when you make these really kind of cool omelets, the omelets don't even look like an omelet you're used to at like Denny's. It doesn't look like that. Yeah. Imagine a worm-looking thing made of eggs, and then they put it on top of this rice, and like Faya says, they cut down the middle of it and it just kind of folds open like some kind of alien movie.
Yeah,
and then
if anyone has seen
Yum.
If anyone has seen David Cronenberg's movie Videodrome, there's that scene where James Woods, shoots the guy that's on stage, MC, and he starts to writhe, and and he eventually like splits in half, and his guts kind of pouring out, and it's like just the most goriest thing. I guess I shouldn't, liken
now I'm
Bon appetit.
yum yum.
But that's what it reminded me of.
But
a Cronenbergian concoction.
It is not very pretty, but it is very dramatic and a bit gory as well. Because when you make a proper omelet, like the eggs inside they're not cooked all the way like hard scrambled eggs. It has a custardy kind of. There's a little bit of runny in there, and it looks disgusting to me. But you say it's good.
Completely, completely disgusting. And by the way, if you want to see this, go to my Instagram. I posted a reel of this, an Instagram reel of the server cutting it in half and everything spilling over and the sauces, and you'll see what we're talking about. I called it Eggs Videodrome. This is my new label for this dish.
And by the way, this place is spelled Kyuramen, Kuramen.
Q-ramen,
Very
exactly.
good.
Q means 9 in Japanese, and they offer 9 different types of ramen.
Very nice. So again, any of this you can see. Go to OrlandoWeekly.com. You can find Fayez's articles. You can follow him on social media. Where would I do that, buddy?
On Instagram at It's Fayez Kara, ITSFAIYAZ KARA, and I have that reel, that Omu Rice reel on there.
Yeah,
have a look at it.
And by the way, just follow him. That way you can stay up on all the cool stuff that's happening in Orlando, because he releases information like this all the time. He does reviews every week. He's a great writer, uses a lot of fancy words. You'll probably become better at writing paragraphs if you just read his stupid food reviews. And we appreciate it as always, buddy. Good and loud for Mr. Fayez Kara.
Yay!
Woo! Have yourself a fantastic weekend, good friend, and I will see you soon.
I feel a little less angry now, but nonetheless still Canadian.
Yeah, you're the absolute best, buddy. We'll see you soon. There he is, Fayez Kara. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Got a few minutes left for your 4 o'clock keyword, which is money, M-O-N-E-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in just 1 sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show. Thanks for joining us for Primetime Kitchen, brought to you by our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. Look, guys, when you're dialing in your backyard for those special days, Tools has you covered with the best grills out there, Weber, Traeger, and of course, Big Green Egg. All the accessories you need, all the smoking wood you need, rubs, marinades, everything to make that outdoor experience amazing. You know, those family experiences are extremely special. Make sure you're doing it right with one of these great grills from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. With 11 locations in Central Florida, chances are you're right around the corner from your next dream grill. Find yours today at toolsacehardware.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for this Friday. And we're expecting gorgeous weather as we head into the weekend. This afternoon, we'll expect highs to climb into the mid-80s for much of Central Florida, with a high of 85 degrees in Orlando with a good amount of sunshine. For this weekend, we'll expect a southeasterly wind to kick in. That will create a breezy but cooler weekend, but highs still in the low 80s for both Saturday and Sunday before 90s return next week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
What could you do in 15 minutes? How about a premium oil change? At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, our certified technicians will guide you in, use only premium products, and get you back out on the road in no time. Quick, easy, trusted. That's Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Man, let me tell you something. If you need a new bathroom, if you just want a new bathroom, you got to check out my friends over at Rebath in Mid-Florida, right up there in Altamont Springs. Their showroom is so easy to find, 436 in Altamont, right across from Kobe. And when you walk in, you're going to see some models set up. Now, don't think that that's what you're ordering. Those models are only to show you the different products and how they can be configured to make a beautiful bathroom that you're going to love for many, many years. And yeah, they use cool products like natural stone, travertine, and marble, but they also have great craftsmanship as well. Their employees are the ones installing. These are not subcontractors. And when the job is done, a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. Even better, if you just mention that you heard about these guys from the Jim Colbert Show, they're going to give you $800 in upgrades for your bathroom. Spend that how you like. Shower doors, fixtures, upgrade the tile, whatever the case may be. Multiple choices of everything in the bathroom to get exactly what you want. They even have a design team to help you out. Log on, check out the before and afters from people who have already worked with these guys, then book your appointment. But don't forget to tell them that you heard about them from the Jim Colbert Show for those $800 in upgrades. It's Rebath, MidFLA.com.
At International Diamond Center, their diamonds don't just sparkle, they come to life.
If the diamond doesn't smile at you, don't buy it. The diamond's got to talk to you.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire says the reason his diamonds have this magical quality is because every diamond at IDC has passed through the highest possible quality control standards and chosen for maximum beauty.
You're seeing the brilliance and the scintillation. There's no obstruction in that diamond. There's no internal graining. There's no clouds. An IDC diamond is better because, pure and simple, we put the time, the effort of selecting only the best. Every diamond's going to be handpicked by us. We're looking for nothing but the top percent.
So there's never any cutting corners, no compromising, no settling for an okay diamond.
Let's be critical. Let's pick the best and deliver the best we can. We do all the hard work in the beginning.
Is that diamond you're about to buy just okay, or does it speak to you? Come to IDC and listen before you buy.
Anybody that sees it on her hand, they're going to be on, where'd you get that diamond?
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Not to brag, but I've been crushing it lately. And all credit goes to frozen drinks from McDonald's. Clean my apartment while crushing an ice-cold Oreo frappe. Love that chocolate flavor. Hint of coffee and Oreo cookie pieces. Crush work in overtime thanks to a drizzly caramel frappe. Even fix my own car while crushing a creamy mocha frappe. Start crushing it yourself with a delicious, refreshing frappe from Mickey D's. There are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's for a limited time, Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that very much. If you want to watch us do this show, we'll have Candace up in just a little bit. You can just go to JimColbertLive.com, click right through to our YouTube channel. While you're there, please give us a like and subscribe. That helps us out a lot. We're not going to get spammed or anything. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. All right, I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
And Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Love the Fias car, by the way.
He's a cool cat.
He is a cool cat. He is a real cool. I'm glad people have kind of. I'm glad people have cleaved to his to his word there. A lot of people use his recommendations and they go out and we hear it on the texting service. That's always good to hear that people kind of, and by the way, that's why Glenn went to Altamont this past week to get us Antica pizza.
Right.
Because Fayez had said it was the best pizza in Altamont. We had a piece yesterday. It was wonderful.
And so what I started doing, because I've been to a couple of the places, but there's so many that come up that I still have not been to. Now I'm keeping a list on my phone, and instead of going back to places where I always go, I'm going to start working through a list and try new places.
And by the way, a lot of these places, you hear these big numbers sometimes, and I know people get focused on those big number events, like he heard a couple $100 there, but he clearly says those are for special occasions. It's not like Fayez every weekend is out at a place that costs $400 or $500 to eat. He doesn't do that. If you look at most of these places, like the barbecue place he talked about, the mid-drive dive place, these are very affordable places, no differently than you going to like maybe Carrabba's or Roadhouse or something like that.
Yeah, for a couple $100 a head, that special occasion might be my funeral, where I'm not concerned what the bill is.
Could you not appreciate a meal like that? Do you not think you can? I mean, you asked like
I can, but
what would it have to? What would it have to have?
I'm just thinking, man, I could have got that electric lawnmower for this meal.
I do that too, and I have to tell you, Jack, I've stopped doing that.
Yeah,
that is a bad way to look at things. I used to do that all the time.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. I spent this money on something for myself. I could have gotten something else, but really, what you want in life is you want experiences. And if you're used to just eating meatloaf, green beans, and mashed potatoes, and you go out to one of these places, it's not so far removed from what you're used to. It's usually different spins on that. People get turned off by Indian food. People get turned off by some just food that isn't like culturally American food, grilled cheese, mac and cheese, French fries, burgers. But if you really start stretching out, like people hear ramen, they freak out. Ramen is basically Asian spaghetti noodles, and it's like Asian chicken soup, really. I mean, it's what it is.
It's how I got through 2 years of college with a hot pot, a hot plate, and but now you can put all kinds of stuff with those.
These broths, though, are so unbelievably good, buddy.
And the reason I've never had ramen, two things. One is I was aware it's probably the cheapest food you can get, and stereotypically the college student's diet, high in sodium, but very cheap. And fortunately, I've never experienced that. However, there's an intimidation factor. And for me, Starbucks was that way for a while. Because
You're so used to Dunkin' or whatever, or 7-Eleven.
And trying to figure out what, just the sizes. Small, medium, large. Come on.
You remind me of that insurance commercial where they have to, where the guy is helping people who are turning into their parents.
Oh, I have connected with more than one of those commercials.
Man, if I took you out to get ramen, you'd lose your mind. If we just went to Genya, it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
But that's it. Just like when you travel, if you are with someone who's been there before and knows the place, it's the best introduction to anything when you are with an experienced guy. And with ramen, I look at it, I sit down, I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know what it means, so I don't know what to order. I can't figure out what I'd like.
When you get the tonkatsu, what he was talking about, it is basically like a pork bone broth, which is a very rich, tasty broth. In other words, like the soup itself. There's noodles in there. There's veggies. Usually it's like snow peas, maybe broccoli, onions, garlic, and stuff like that. And then there's roast pork in there. Perfectly cooked roast pork, and then a half of a boiled egg. Well, and it's not boiled egg. I think they call it a soy egg or something like that. But it's an egg that's been kind of aged a little bit. It's got a little flavor to it, extra protein. And you eat the noodles, and it's wonderful. At the end of it, you eat them with a chopsticks. And at the end, after you're done with the noodles, you get that spoon, and you slurp up that sauce. You slurp up that soup. Dude, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Nothing like it. And they make it with chicken. If you don't want the pork, they can make it with however you want. They can make it spicy if you want. You can in Genya, you can actually you can request raw garlic cloves and a press, and then you can actually press raw garlic right into your soup and stir it up so it's even more flavorful and delicious.
And then enjoy your ride home alone.
Yeah, exactly. But it's good, man. And I will tell you, it's a fun meal to eat. I know people are like, well, fun meal to eat. there's body to it. You got to work a little bit to do it. It's very fun. And you can create a lot of different flavors as well.
My last trip to New York was like the weekend before you were there, and I went to
this. A tour of 50 pizzas?
This was not the pizza tour. This was, my wife and I were there. It was Labor Day weekend a year ago. The Springsteen concert and all. But went to this food court, and the noodle bar was the one with the line. The line around the place was all to move into that noodle bar, and it's like.
Should have gone to Chinatown.
I went to the pizza.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, somebody's saying amateurs use the spoon. Here's the problem. I understand that. I'm not tilting a bowl so that somebody can take a picture of me in a ramen restaurant. My apologies. But I ain't doing that. But that's what you do. You slurp that bowl. God, it's so
You're
good.
supposed to slurp it.
Yeah, I may get ramen tonight, actually. We haven't had noodles in a couple weeks, but it's about that time.
When you were talking about it, most of the texts kept coming in for Domu.
Yeah, Domu's great. Yeah, Domu's down in East End Market.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, if you go to Domu, you're right next to two of the other places he talks about quite often.
Yeah.
Which is
Hinckley's Meats.
Yeah, Hinckley's and the Clove. Oh, my God, I just can't remember the name.
Fromage, the cheese place.
Yeah, La Femme du Fromage is there. And in that area there, up the Give Cadence is right in that area.
Mm-hmm.
You're right next to Baldwin Park that has that place, is it Soseki that just opened there or whatever? I don't know. But there's great restaurants all in that area. And Domo's good. If you go to Domo, get the wings. They have these.
Don't get the ramen, get the wings.
No, get the ramen, but get the wings as an appetizer. It's 6 wings, and they are like legendary.
Really?
Yeah, they're those honky, like Korean, super crunchy wings with like a spicy honey and an onion on top of them. They're amazing. I mean, they are amazing. I will tell you how good they are. When Domu first opened, the only seat you could get 4 weeks in advance was a 5:30 in the afternoon reservation, a month in advance. And I know that because I tried over and over and over to get a dinner reservation. And unless you got online at like 6 in the morning when they offered them or whatever, you were not getting one. It's more approachable now for sure, but it's very well respected.
Can't just show up.
Can't just show up.
Son of a
Well,
bitch.
I don't think, not on the weekends, buddy. You could go in the middle of the week, like on a Thursday, and probably show up and get seated. I can't imagine you could get a seat tonight.
So this is a piece of advice I need. I need a few hours. Orlando Magic game is at 1:00
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
At home.
Okay.
2 blocks away, Orlando City's playing at 7:30.
Damn, dude.
Oh man, you need a ramen place right in the middle.
I'm going to both.
You go exactly where he said, Jinya. It's right down in Thornton Park, right around the corner.
Okay.
Go to Jinya and get the tonkatsu ramen, which is just the roast pork ramen. Get extra pork because they give you 2 little pieces of pork. They should give you more.
Tonkatsu.
Yeah, tonkatsu. You'll see it. It's easy right there. And you don't have to get the spicy one. That's the one with like black garlic. Don't get that. And then just enjoy. Eat those noodles. You are going to love it. It's delicious. I promise you. There is nothing like, you're not going to have any exotic flavors. There won't be any.
That's what he needed to hear.
It won't be like any exotic flavors.
Okay.
It'll just be a really rich broth with some noodles and veggies. You'll love it.
All right. Let's go.
And you better tell me the truth if you liked it, because I know what an ass you can be.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you. If I think it sucked, I look forward to telling you that.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Got a fresh keyword for you. And Candace Rich with Rich Tips right after this.
Freshy.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills
From the
Air.
Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area through downtown and by the major attractions exits. All northbound lanes remain blocked on the Turnpike this afternoon between the Oakland Exchange exit and Mineola. Traffic is at a standstill all the way back from the Colonial Drive exit. Looking at a crash with reported roadblock at Aloma Avenue and Orange Avenue. If you see traffic problems today, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by J. David Tax Law.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. After a 2-year hiatus, the IRS has resumed their aggressive collections letters. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
One of the things I loved most about working with that mortgage guy, Don, when buying our house in Mount Dora was how creative he was in finding a solution to our mortgage needs. So before you make a move to buy a new home or refinance your existing home, make sure you listen as that mortgage guy, Don, hosts the Home Loans Radio Show right here on Real Radio 104.1 from 9 to 10:30 every Saturday morning. And you can listen to the past 170 plus informative episodes at thatmortgageguydon.com or wherever you download podcasts like the free iHeartRadio app. It's peace of mind at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Are you ready to put some cash in your pocket? Because Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you a keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you'll have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. But there is a catch, because there's always a catch. Right. If you get a call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
And now your Fresh from Florida forecast with our friendly Florida farmer, Phil. How's it looking in the fields, Phil?
Fantastic. Florida blueberry season is here, and we've got a big blueberry front sweeping through. Expect a downpour of blueberries in your morning cereal, a good chance of blueberries in your afternoon smoothies, and a high probability of blueberry pies for dessert. Back to you, Tom.
Thanks, Phil. That's very good news. Look for the Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. There's sunshine in every bite.
Hey everybody, it's Savannah and Hoda from the Today Show.
From the simplest ways to save money to incredible hacks you never knew existed. Just remember,
see it, hear it, learn it on Today.
Oh, that's genius. You just saved me $40.
Every morning on NBC.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain the same or similar results.
Let's watch TV.
What do you want to watch?
Big Bang.
It's one of my all-time favorites.
It's Big May on CW18.
Every night at 7 o'clock.
Bang, bang. And it doesn't get any bigger than the Big Bang.
Sounds like a party.
Did someone say party?
Party's my middle name.
Let the good times roll.
Are you having fun?
Oh, yeah, this is it.
The Big Bang Theory. Weeknights at 7, 7:30, and 11. Part of Big May on CW18.
Still funny.
I know!
From sunrise to sunset, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered. Mornings from 7 to 10, start your day with Central Florida's most accurate forecast from First Warning meteorologist Kelly Ann Class.
You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead.
Then tonight at 10, get caught up and know what's happening now with Stuart, Michelle, Tony, and Darren.
It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
AM or PM, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Moments like making my kids my famous meatballs mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Get ready for the biggest fiesta of the year at San Jose's original Mexican restaurant, celebrating its grand opening in Altamont Springs, Monday, April 29th. Live music, margaritas, and food specials all day. San Jose's original Mexican restaurant. Reinvent your tradition. SanJosesOriginal.com.
Semaglutide available in stock and ready to ship today from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS, B-I-L-L-S, BILLS. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hi, good afternoon, Colbert Show crew. First time caller. I just was wondering if anyone could assist me with this. I was texting in to the 77031 number, but somehow I think I have opted out or something.
Oh, you used a naughty word.
Oh, man.
And those naughty words are stop, quit, end.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Don't forget your 5 o'clock keyword is BILLS, B-I-L-L-S. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away for your shot at $1,000. Guys, BILLS, that is your 5 o'clock keyword. Good luck.
And don't worry, you're still subscribed.
Yeah, the good news is it may say you're unsubscribed, but that's okay. We don't really run contesting through our text service. We will still get your text.
Yes.
Do not worry. You text 77031. We will still see them.
Yeah. If you use certain words, it'll send you that message, but rest assured you're fine.
It's automated and we cannot stop it.
We're going to be able to read all your brilliance.
Yes.
Don't worry about it one bit. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Yo.
Jack is here as well.
I am.
Let's do Rich Tips.
Want to get rich? Of course you do. Well, Candace is here to give you a clue. These tips are for entertainment purposes and are not endorsed by the show station or company. That should cover our ass, right? Anyway, it's time for Rich Tips.
Good and loud for Candace Rich.
Yay! Woohoo!
Thank you.
What's up, kiddo? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. How was your week?
It's been good. It's been good.
You seem a bit trepidatious. Is everything fine?
No, you know what? I've been cleaning my closet. How exciting is that?
Oh, is that a metaphor?
No, that's
you gotta ask.
Literally cleaning out the clothes. So, because we have a trip coming up, we're going on our cruise in a couple weeks to Alaska, and so have to get the stuff out the top of the closet, and need to start doing that now.
Yeah, the warm stuff. People don't realize you go on those Alaska trips at night up there. It gets a little chilly. My in-laws went on one, and it was a coin flip on what they enjoyed as against how often they could go outside, because it was pretty burly out there when you get up in that area.
Yeah, and even it's just if we're going on a cruise, an Alaska cruise, but you pack differently for an Alaska cruise than you do for obviously a Caribbean cruise. Not just that, but I mean, who cares about the formal nights and all that? You're packing for warmth.
Right, exactly, for sure. Is this one of those trips that you use some of your bonus points to achieve?
This is, in fact, we use this is the one where we pay an annual fee on the American Express, and I get a companion certificate as a benefit with that one, and that can be first class. So we taking that first class ticket to Seattle. Somebody flies for free, and then we're using our money that we've earned throughout the year to pay for everything else. So this is the trip that we like to think of as our free trip.
Now let me ask you. You said that there's one first class ticket to Seattle.
No, so it's a companion ticket. We have to buy one, and the companion flies for free.
Gotcha. But the companion also flies in first class.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
So whatever, but you can buy economy, you can buy, Comfort Plus or whatever, but obviously you want to get the most bang for your buck if you can. So, yeah, we like to do that on this trip.
Very nice.
And we pay for the ticket we pay for with money we've saved up.
That's great. And I'm actually kind of creeping in on some money that can buy me an airline ticket with my savings on my Apple Card now. I'm up to like $300 on that thing. And that's just over the last since March, because I spent money on it at the beginning of March. So it's already built back up to that in just a few weeks. Had I not spent that money in March, I'd have about $600 in my account right now. Free money.
Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. It really is.
All the money that you haven't had
like
in the years.
Legit, I'm on track to have like $1,500 this year. If I keep up, it's going to be like $1,500 of money. It is just just free money. I can do whatever I want with it. And that's actually going to wind up buying a cruise ticket. I can tell you right now.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up. My birthday's coming up, Jim. I just wanted to thank me.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, let's let you know.
All right. Well, as we talk about your
June
birthday,
2nd.
What do you have to offer for us this week? Right.
So, actually, people do reach out to me occasionally through social media, and I welcome that. Anyone's welcome to do that and tell me, through the show, whatever. And I do get questions occasionally, and one that I've gotten here recently is about people who already have a balance. They're carrying a balance on the credit card, and what to do with it. You can't, looking for options. Can they transfer the balance to another card? Balance transfer offers are out there, but a lot of them have a balance transfer fee associated with it. And then, it depends on if that's worth it to you or not.
Now, real quick, Candace, before you go any further, I just want to make sure everybody understands when you say balance transfer, what you're talking about. So what you're saying is, let's say I have a balance of $3,500 on a credit card that has like a 15% interest or whatever. You want to transfer that to a card that has a lower interest or no interest rate as well, right?
Right. A lot of them will, you'll see the 0% for a year, and then it'll go up to 18%. It's great if you can pay it off in a year or get a good chunk of that paid off. Those can be great offers and can help you out with a lot of things too. But this is for people who maybe don't want to make that move. What you want to do first is see what you can do with what you already have. So you want to take the time and make a call. And I know I've said this before, but people just don't believe me. And I've done this for people, for family members. I've done that. I like to make these calls for me. But you want to call up and you want to call. I do recommend that you call during, let's say, normal-ish business hours, or, you can't do that because you work 9 to 5, but don't call it midnight, because those are the calls that are usually going to go to a call center overseas. Let's just be honest.
Okay.
And you're not going to get the same level of customer service. And what you're asking for here is not necessarily something that everybody that answers the phone can do. So when you call, it does matter on something like that. And I know it's, your card is there for you 24/7. You can always reach somebody, but the level of service you get it differs when you call. So you're more likely to get someone, let's say, stateside, if you call during stateside hours.
Oh, very good. Yeah. So a little bit easier to negotiate with those guys.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to call and we want to ask about the interest rate that we have on our card, and we say, look, I have a balance transfer offer from another card, and I'm looking at transferring my balance, but is there something you can do to help me first? And that should initiate the conversation on their end. And they should say, well, let me take a look and see. And hopefully there is no language barrier. We're past that if there is. And like I said before, how you talk to this person and your personality and politeness, shall we say, your manners, matters a lot, because it gets you everywhere. You don't want to be in a hurry to have this conversation. You say, look, I have some things going on. I'm having to carry a balance. I don't normally carry a balance on this card, or whatever your situation is, however much you want to divulge. And say, I'm looking to keep my balance here and maybe not open this brand new credit card. Can you help me out? And they may not be able to get you 0%, but maybe they can lower your interest rate from the 24% you're paying down to 15% or 18%.
Sure, yeah.
That can be a huge difference for you.
A massive difference. A massive difference.
Yeah.
I did want to go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you a question because I ran upon something this week that I read while I was online. It was somebody who had used a consumer credit counseling service to consolidate their bills to pay one bill to try to get out of credit card debt. And the reason why they found out that this, as they're working with this, is their credit score is taking a hit and they're trying to make a purchase. Is the consumer credit counseling service thing, is that a good service for people who have found themselves maybe in a little over their head for credit card debt, to combine those together? Because I've heard that financial institutions can look at those things almost the same way they look at bankruptcies. Do you know anything about that?
That is really what you want to be your absolute last resort. I get it if you have just people at your door, calling you all the time and the bill collectors are after you, but just your absolute last resort, because yes, it's going to affect your credit. It looks like these accounts were closed by a bank or negotiated at a different, they were settled. They may come across on you as a settled account on your credit, which is worse than if you had closed it or if the bank had closed it. It means the bank took a loss. They wrote off a loss on you.
So it does. So what you're saying is that would not be good. And then do you know like how long that takes to bounce back from? Do you know what you're looking at after you use a service like this?
So I have heard it takes 7 to 10 years. 10 years for sure for everything to be off your credit. Nothing should be on there beyond 10 years. But 7 years for it to stop affecting your credit.
Is there any way as you're doing this and working with this program to increase, like, can you use the normal credit repair techniques while part of one of these services?
I don't know all the details of that, but I believe that once you get involved with them, that you've given up your rights to it. You've said to them, here I am.
Yeah, you want out of this debt, and the price you got to pay is having a lower than normal credit score for a short period of time.
Right, and you're giving it all up to have that one payment, and so you're getting for most people, I imagine it's a great sense of relief initially, but then you still have that one payment and your credit is ruined for many, many years.
Yeah. So what you would say instead of making that decision would be, like you were saying, call each of these credit card companies and try to negotiate something that is a little bit more manageable before you do that final blowout, like kind of that final ejection button.
Yeah. And, I didn't expect to go down this route, but I used to work in a department where we had a lot of people come to us from collections because these were high revenue departments. And so I learned through working with them, that even if you can't make the payment on there, you want to make that initial call. Take the time and make a call, even if you're in collections with your bank, and work with them because they want to work with you. They would rather have some payment than no payment.
Right. And that's what I've heard as well. That's why when I saw that, there are a lot of comments on this particular thing that I saw. This was on Reddit, by the way. I saw this comment. I was like, man, there were a lot of comments of people who were like kind of in that thing and a lot of different opinions about what's supposed to happen with that. Is there any way you could put a hammer on that dog or something?
I'm gonna.
You got a freezer near you can throw that thing in?
Never going to.
Is the dog going on the cruise with you?
Yeah, the dog is super pissed. Did the dog use credit counseling services? Is that what happened?
About to be euthanized. I want to grab it.
There she goes.
Candace has now left the building.
She's going to go snatch that puppy.
We are now talking to a fake cloud that is blinking.
I love that cloud.
Oh, there she is.
Yay. Oh my gosh. Never have I ever.
Well, good. That's good advice. According to the article I read, there were a lot of people who were in that kind of scenario that wanted to know if that was a good move or not. And it just seemed like a lot of people, it was almost like a coin flip in responses. And there were hundreds of them, by the way.
Yeah, I've always heard that working with those kind of credit agencies through the United Way is a good move, not realizing.
So what happens is this. Does it do what it says? Yes, it reduces your monthly output. If you're paying like $1,500 a month on credit card bills, sure, it can bring it down to like $8. But the problem is what they don't tell you is your credit does take a hit for quite a while, and you just kind of have to work through that. It does kind of handcuff you for a bit. One of the positives is there while you're doing that, as people were saying on this thing, is you can save money while doing it. Take that money you would be spending on that and kind of stockpile cash so that as your credit does come back around, you can be ready to go and do whatever you're going to do.
Right. And the same thing, even if you're trying to work with your bank, you want to work with them on a payment plan or doing something in the positive. You don't even want to settle with your bank. You don't want
right.
Settlement is the last resort.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want the yeah, exactly. You don't want to settle.
And that's what those agencies are doing for you is they're settling that balance with the bank at a negotiated rate.
Right. And what you want to do is tell them you still want to pay the full balance of your credit card. You want to do that. You want to make sure that you comply. That's a good word to use. But you also want a little help because you're in a bad situation and you don't want to have to revert to, using one of these services, which is basically like the wipeout button. It's like, wiping all the chess pieces off the table, but you take a pretty big hit there. The bank doesn't want that. They just want their money. And they're willing to do stuff to get it. You just have to, like Candace said, be willing to take a little time and call these people and let them know you're in a situation. A lot of them are pretty sympathetic to it. That's again, these are comments that I read that people were like, "Hey, look, I did this and it worked." So,
and even collections agents will say, they have a live body that's talking to them. That's step one.
Right, yeah.
You're not avoiding the situation; you're addressing the situation.
And listen, I got into this situation with the IRS years ago when I was very young, and that's exactly they say, "Look, Mr. Colbert, we just would like you to comply. Can you pay this?" They actually even offered a payment schedule to me before I could even do it because they knew that I didn't know. Hey, you know that you could break this up and pay this off in a little bit. You don't have to give us $17,000 right now. And I mean, I was like, "Oh, what? Really? Okay, well, what can we do?" And then they gave me a pretty realistic payment schedule, and I took care of it. But it's just kind of what you got to do.
And while your account is still active and in good standing, you can get a reduction in those interest rates. Once the bank closes it or settles it, you're stuck at that very high interest rate.
You are for sure.
You lose all the negotiating power.
When do you leave on your cruise?
2 weeks. Well, a week and a half now. May 7th is when we fly out.
Okay, good. Well, so we won't see you next Friday?
No. I'll be here.
Oh, God. From the cruise in Alaska?
No. That'll be the Friday after that. I'll be
very good.
from the cruise.
Guess what? She'll probably be here from the cruise in Alaska.
Yeah, exactly. Right. All right, you guys give it up.
She's not going to miss.
Good and loud for Candace Rich, guys. Thank you. Good job, Candace, as always. We appreciate that. And if you have questions for her, find her on social and give her dog a treat. So shut up. All right. Thanks, Candace. We'll see you soon. All right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. What do we have coming up? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Fort Lauderdale has a space problem. Not outer space, other space. I'll explain.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Drivers in the Orlando area can expect heavy delays east and westbound on I-4 this afternoon through downtown and by the major attractions exits. All northbound lanes remain closed on the turnpike between the Oakland Exchange exit and Mineola, causing stop-and-go traffic back from the Colonial Drive exit. If you see any other traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
What could you do in 15 minutes? How about a premium oil change? At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, our certified technicians will guide you in, use only premium products, and get you back out on the road in no time. Quick, easy, trusted. That's Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
We are not the banks.com direct mortgage lenders. That is who you reach out to. Brad Siebert is his name. When it comes time to getting you the mortgage for your next home, is 2024 the year you're moving into a new home? Well, to secure that mortgage, I suggest wearenotthebanks.com. Maybe you just need a refi. You say, I love my home. I just need to take advantage of some of the equity I have built up over the years. Wearenotthebanks.com. That's the website I went to about 8 years ago, did my refi, fast, easy, got a great rate. Brad Siebert is great, and his crew, they do a fantastic job of letting you know everything you need every step of the way to make it a quick and easy process. Really help you with what can be a complicated, overwhelming thing, because a lot of people, that's a pretty big check you're writing, pretty big investment you're making. You want to make sure you're doing things right, and you want to make sure you're getting a good deal. You go to wearenotthebanks.com, get a great rate on a mortgage, all types of mortgages, loans available, VA, conventional, jumbo loans, no income documentation loans. Brad can help you. Wearenotthebanks.com is the website. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Join us for iHeartRadio Live with John Bon Jovi. Legendary. Celebrating Thank You, Good Night. The Bon Jovi Store, presented by Hulu.
I wanted everybody to tell their story,
featuring an exclusive interview,
and for the rest of us to see it when it was put together.
Watch it now on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel.
Presented by Hulu, where you can stream your favorite shows, hit movies, original series, animation, and of course, the exclusive 4-part event. Thank You, Good Night, The Bon Jovi Story, now streaming only on Hulu.
Our next topic, the Florida tomato. Fruit or vegetable?
Technically a fruit. They have seeds and grow from a flower.
But like any true vegetable, they are perfect for pasta dishes and savory sauces.
But science?
Would science put a tomato in a fruit salad?
Define fruit salad.
Well, we already know what a fruit is.
Salad.
Well, at least we can all agree tomatoes taste best when they're grown close to home.
A fruit's a fruit.
Mm-hmm. Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite. Next up, tomato or tomato?
Tomato.
Tomato.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings, all for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hi, everybody. It's Savannah Guthrie here with Hoda Kotb from the Today Show.
You know that saying, you learn something new every day? Well, it is so true.
Yes, every morning on Today, it's those little tips that can help save you time and improve your day.
From the simplest ways to save money right now to incredible kitchen and cleaning hacks that you never knew existed. Just remember,
see it, hear it, learn it on Today.
Oh, that's genius. You just saved me $40. Every morning, right here on NBC.
Hi, I'm Graham Class, host of Technically Speaking, an Intel podcast. Join me for Season 2 as we explore the future of technology evolving today. In each episode, I'll speak with the minds transforming medicine, healthcare, retail, entertainment, personal computing, and more with the help of AI. Join me every other Tuesday and explore the latest technology changing our world today and creating a more accessible tomorrow. Listen to Technically Speaking, an Intel podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey guys, just saying hey, it is Party Mom here. Smoke weed every day, you know. Anyways, I just want to give a shout out to the beautiful Miss Deborah Roberts. I miss you. The so knowledgeable Jim Colbert, yes, from Palatka, and our ringman and genie is Mr. Jack Bradshaw, period.
There you go.
That's a
Good
blast
hearing
from
from you there, Party Mom.
Yeah. Good to hear from you, girl.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. 5 o'clock keyword is Bills, B-I-L-L-S. Go to realradio.fm, send that away to the ether to win that $1,000. Remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone on, keep it near you, and answer the damn thing when it rings, especially if you do not recognize the number.
Yeah.
Because that's how they tell you you've won.
And especially if you're used to keeping your phone on vibrate because you assume, oh, I know I entered the contest. I'm going to keep it right here. I'll see it when it lights up.
It will not.
It will not. And those are the heartbreaking text messages.
Yeah, obviously I can't play this, but I can tell you that many times my phone has been like right next to me. I flip it over, missed call. I'm like, what? It was next to me the whole time.
I don't know if your spouses or significant others have this particular talent. But if I am waiting for a call from my wife, I can sit by my phone and stare at it for 3 straight hours and then get up and go to the bathroom. And then in that time, she will call me 6 times. I don't know what it is, but we have that weird timing. I tell her all the time, I'm like, literally, I will sit by my phone. I'll have it near me for hours. You will not call. I will set it down to go run one small errand. And in that time period, you will call me 2 times. It happens all the time. Like all the time. You guys don't get that?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Fort Lauderdale does have a problem. I was telling you guys before the break. It has a space problem. Not space like in outer space, but it has a space problem. What kind of space problem do you think Fort Lauderdale may be having?
Residential. They can't build more housing.
No, they don't. I mean, they do. Look, I mean, obviously, everywhere down there has a housing problem because there's just all the land is pretty much other than the Everglades.
Storage?
Other than the Everglades, it's been taken up. Not storage, but hey, you're maybe onto something.
Too many boats.
Not enough. No, it's not a boat issue. That's another great guess. Like you would think marina issues would be a big deal, but I haven't heard that yet. This one's a little bit more personal.
Not enough
personal
space.
Personal space.
Yeah. Not personal, let's say, for you now, but maybe personal for you down the road, way down the road.
Oh, not enough nursing home space.
You're close, just after that.
Oh, a funeral. Oh, cemeteries.
Cemeteries?
They don't have any cemetery space in Fort Lauderdale, guys. They're running out of it. Yeah. There was a city meeting in March of this year, and the city commissioners, one of which who was leaving, said, "Hey, look, I want to give you a heads up. I'm talking to the Cemetery System Board of Trustees, and we are figuring out that we are not far away from not having anywhere to bury people." Now, I mean, we've talked about this a little bit on the air before, and we know that there are certain religious groups that can't be cremated. They can only be buried. I think there are more traditional people maybe have a problem with that, but I think more progressive people are choosing cremation, which obviously takes a load off that. But you're not going to believe where they plan on getting this land if they do it. There's a plan. What do you think they're going to close down to make room for more cemeteries?
Miami Seaquarium.
Golf course.
Not Miami Seaquarium. That's a good guess. What'd you say?
Golf courses.
Not golf courses. That's a great guess.
Fairgrounds.
Not fairgrounds is a great guess.
Parks.
Think stupider.
School.
School's the answer.
What?
Schools is the answer. Apparently in Miami or in that area in Fort Lauderdale, there are a number of schools that are underpopulated. About 5 of them, actually. And they are going to make the decision, they're going to do this before June 18th, on which one of these schools they're going to shut down to create more burial space and more cemetery space. They only have 4. They have Lauderdale Memorial Park, they have Evergreen, and they have 2 others that they have there, and that is what they need. They need cemetery space, and it looks like they're going to choose one of these schools and shut it down and create more burial area.
Imagine going to that graveyard and saying, I used to go to 4th grade right there.
Here. That's right. It says Evergreen. It says another notable site, Lauderdale Memorial Park, which reserves plots for vets, hosts one of the city's largest Memorial Day events. It says the issue of limited cemetery space was first brought up during March when the board basically said, hey, look, man, we got a problem here if we don't create more space. So they're going to bulldoze a school, at least one, to make more cemetery space in the area of Fort Lauderdale. And there was another story here that was associated with that is, kind of connected with the whole idea of the cemetery space, and it has to do with Josh Gad. You know who Josh Gad is? You should know Josh Gad more than anybody in these rooms.
Yeah, Deb, the miniature expert.
Oh, yeah.
He voiced Olaf in Disney's Frozen.
Love him.
That's right.
Watch out for my butt.
He's filed a lawsuit against South Florida, alleging that it improperly sold a grave space it already reserved for his parents. And they've already buried somebody there.
Oh.
Here's the worst part. It's their family grave space. So they chose that and bought that area to be next to their parents and their siblings and loved ones. And now there are randos just buried in those areas because they sold them twice and then buried people there before the parents were ready to be interred.
Oh, that's just disgusting.
Yeah, pretty crazy. It says the Eternal Light Memorial Garden sold the Schwartz's plot to another party and allowed someone else's remains to be buried there without the family's knowledge. They're trying to get them exhumed and moved elsewhere, but they have yet to have any luck with that.
Ugh.
And I got to, the funny thing is, one of the reasons I pulled this story is, I'm getting to that area in my life where I feel like I should kind of start securing that kind of space for myself. Now, I'm not.
Sounds like it doesn't matter.
Like I'm not like 1,000 years old or anything, but I am 56. But one of the weird things in this decision is where you're going to do that. Like I'm from North Florida. My wife is right here from Sanford. My family, everybody is buried up in Putnam County in Palatka. And, I may be one of the first people. I know my sister's got a lot up there. Both my uncles were just buried there. My grandparents are buried there. My mother's buried there. Our cousins and that extended family are all buried there in an old drive-in theater, for romance.
Hopefully you'll be by the concession stand, Jimmy.
I have an area where I could go buy a plot, but I don't know. My wife doesn't want to be buried in Palatka. Is that one of those things that as a married couple that you kind of have to come to a conclusion of what you're going to do to be together, like that hold together in eternity thing?
We've never discussed it.
Or is it abnormal to think that I would want to be buried in Palatka, but yet my wife would want to be buried maybe in Sanford near her relatives? Because I think she has a few relatives in one of the oldest burial grounds in Sanford over there. Have you guys talked about this at all?
No.
Have you, Jack? Have you talked to Naomi about this at all?
Nope.
I mean, Naomi's situation is a little different, right? Because her extended family was a little bit more fractured than yours?
Yeah, I would say that.
So you guys probably would both choose Orlando to do that in?
Yeah.
Just find somewhere here and just start that tradition for you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Not tied to any specific spot. My dad is in Jersey. My grandfather is in Jersey, a few miles away. Mom and stepdad are over in Satellite Beach.
Is that where you would wind up,
or
next
in the
to Mom?
Atlantic?
Next to your mother? Is that where you, or maybe here in Orlando?
Not really. Well, it's just ashes. It's,
you're going to get cremated?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't. It's
so funny. I used to not, buddy, but then as I'm visiting my mom's grave, and when I go up to Palatka, I've kind of made a little tradition. I back my truck up there, and I sit on the tailgate of my truck, and I smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
And I just think about, growing up and that whole 9 yards, and I leave the cigar, what's left of it there on her gravestone, and I move on. But not to have that. not to have that place would seem odd to me. And I don't know why, because I'm not necessarily a traditional put me in the ground in a really expensive box kind of guy. I'm kind of like you, Jack.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really have a concern, but I would like somewhere for maybe my family, my kids and stuff to drop by and maybe pay their respects if that was part of their world.
I'm not sure because my mom is over, beachside here in Brevard, and matter of fact, she died 5 years ago today.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's funny because when I realized that, I wonder, I had a feeling somehow it was going to come up on the air today. And it's
unbelievable.
Weird, right?
I did not know that at all, no.
So my sisters, they all have their text chain. They'll do their posts on social media, but, I don't know if you visit the place with the ashes as much. I only visited my dad's gravesite twice.
Right.
He died in 1975. I visited twice, and both were in the past 3 years.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And I just visited my grandfather's gravesite. One of the most fascinating people in my entire life. This is the second time ever, and the first time is when we put him in the ground up there. So it's been 20 plus years, well over 20 years since I've been up there to see his gravesite. Now it's interesting because you are from Columbia. That's where your family's from, but you grew up in Wisconsin, but then you moved to Florida, and you've actually spent most of your life here, have you not?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but is your family up there? I know your mom's here, but
no.
None of your family's in Wisconsin.
I mean, from my father's side.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So you will wind up being here?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you talked to Chris about this at all?
No, in fact, it makes me go like, Jesus, is a conversation we would probably need to have.
It is, man. I'm telling you.
I would think that we'd be buried in Mount Dora, but he may want to be by his grandparents up in DeBerry.
That's what I'm saying, because, I mean, he's from this area.
He's
and his
from
whole
DeBerry,
family
yeah.
is this area, so he would have his entire family there. I don't know. It's weird because here's the thing.
We can't decide on a church for a wedding, though, so we'll leave the burial for a little bit later, if you don't mind.
I got you, but it is an interesting dichotomy because if people listening to the show right now, they're married to people who are from different parts of the world or whatever. I wonder how people make that decision. If they have family traditions that are deep, like you go to that cemetery in Plaquemine. Let me tell you something. You can find lineage from families back to the early 1800s that were in that little area, and all of their family, you can see that lineage spread out through the cemetery. So that's a thing for them. For me, I don't have a connection to that city other than that's where I'm from. And I'm kind of like Jack. I would probably choose someone here, and then my wife and I would be buried here. And then maybe if my kids wanted to buy lots around us, we could do that. And this would be where we are, which is more than likely what we're going to do.
Still an odd conversation to have to sit your loved one down and have.
It is odd, but it's necessary because, like Jack was saying, his mom went through the time to really kind of plan all that stuff out, so they didn't have to deal with it, which was a godsend, was it not?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because you're sad, you're mourning, and then you didn't have to, try and get consensus with, for me, 6 siblings. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think? Oh, okay, let's everyone vote. You didn't have to do any of that. Oh, mom had it all written down what she wanted, and all we had to do was follow the plan, and there was no way my sisters were going to deviate from that.
Right.
And for me, it was just easy.
And
right.
I couldn't imagine if my mom passed and didn't have a lot of stuff or a lot of direction, but we knew she wanted to be buried in Palatka. That's where she spent most of her life. But for people who don't know that, like if Jack's mother passed and she didn't give him any information, he would have no idea if she wanted to go back up to Jersey where she was from or if she had a connection to a certain area. He would just kind of have to guess.
Yeah, because what I do remember after my dad died back in the 70s was that she mentioned, I remember her hanging up the phone and saying, well, it's official. I'm going to be buried, at the site right on top of your dad. Like they stack them.
Oh, yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, I didn't know people got buried together. And so I knew that was a thing. And then, she got married, moved down here, and then it was no longer a thing.
Boom.
So I don't know. Maybe there's some space over my dad's.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I got a condo.
Yeah.
You think young people think about this?
Nope.
You don't think they're thinking about it at all?
I do not.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Don't worry about it until they're like
Nope.
45, 50, maybe not
I don't
even.
want to think about it.
Yeah, no joke. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We have trivia coming up. The last pair of tickets we have for Dave Matthews is next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is 3-time Pro Bowler LeVar Arrington. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
The Falcons pulled a draft night stunner by taking Michael Penix, quarterback, at 8. Many are crushing Atlanta today, but I think it's okay. Kind of smart in this day and age. Finding the right quarterback's the only thing that matters. 66 quarterbacks played last year. So the odds are Penix will see the field this season, or at least sooner than later. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward, like banners, flyers, signs, and catalogs, some even same day. And now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Offer N61. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, your local print and marketing expert.
You know, Tools Ace Hardware carries the best brands and grills out there. They have Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, Napoleon, but they also have pizza ovens as well from Uni and Gosney. And don't get fooled, that Uni pizza oven makes a damn good steak as well. Plus, everyone needs a place to sit with outdoor furniture. From Bollywood, you can do that. Beautiful, indestructible, will not fade in this Florida sun. Service techs specializing in grills for repairs and warranty issues. And even better, how about free assembly and local delivery on any backyard purchase, $3.99 and up? That's what Tools Ace Hardware is all about. 11 convenient locations here in Central Florida, including the brand new store in Hamlin. Or just shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
ePass saves you time and money on tolls. Plus, the sticker's free. Facts that Jen here didn't know.
Hey man, why are you dragging me into this?
Because you could be saving on tolls with a free ePass sticker.
Okay, I'll do it when I get home and maybe I'll win that $100 in free tolls.
Wait, what?
You didn't know that, Mr. Big Voice Guy? One person today, now through May 5th, will win $100 in tolls. Just sign up for a free ePass sticker at getepass.com.
See getepass.com for official rules and details.
Need a reboot? RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Spring is sprung, so let's have some fun. This month, I'll help you reboot your old ride and save up to $8,000 on a new Mitsubishi. So if your old ride's a hunk of junk, don't let it leave you in a funk. You can even drive a new car today with a lifetime warranty, like the Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon starting at $15,900. The popular Eclipse Cross, in stock and ready for delivery. Or the 2024 Outlander, 5-star safety rated, starting at $23,900. So if you've been dreaming of driving a new RC Hill Mitsubishi, don't get your wires crossed, because my team works hard every day, and that's what makes us different. So this week, reboot your old ride, and you could save up to $8,000 on a nicer, newer car. But hurry, a deal this good will shut down fast. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my trendy rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount.
Committing to saving for 4 years of college can be stressful for families. Not to worry. Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. The reality is, most parents don't cover all of their child's college costs. A Florida Prepaid 1-year university plan lets you start small and add a year at a time as your budget allows. The plan starts at just $34 a month, the lowest plan price in 10 years. Remember, any amount you save today means less debt for them tomorrow. Florida Prepaid open enrollment ends April 30th. Find your plan today.
See the Guests, featuring songstress Lucy Woodward and creative pianist Henry Hay, as they perform classics and originals in Dr. Phelps Center's newest and most intimate music room, Judson's Live, on May 2nd through the 4th. Eat, drink, and discover new artists across all genres in this stylish space inspired by the world's most legendary listening rooms. Order from a menu of unrivaled cocktails and shareable plates while you're here. Get your tickets now to see the Guests May 2nd through 4th in Judson's Live at drphillipscenter.org.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trendley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trendley Kramer, TK Law, one firm for life.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like One Hit Wonders.
This is the story of a girl. I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
Just search One Hit Wonders and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Not to brag, but I've been crushing it lately. And all credit goes to frozen drinks from McDonald's. Clean my apartment while crushing an ice-cold Oreo frappe. Love that chocolate flavor. Hint of coffee and Oreo cookie pieces. Crush work in overtime thanks to a drizzly caramel frappe. Even fix my own car while crushing a creamy mocha frappe. Start crushing it yourself with a delicious, refreshing frappe from Mickey D's. There are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's for a limited time, Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey, happy Friday, Colbert crew.
Thanks, boss.
Hopefully the diesel isn't clicking and clacking today. Along the same lines of your spouse or loved one calling you as soon as you walk away from her phone, my fiance has the amazing ability to call or text me as soon as I've left the store asking for milk or sugar or what have you. But as soon as I leave the store, she will call and request an item.
Buddy, I got that same wife. Your wife's not named Tori, is it? Because that's exactly
or
what
Deborah.
I every time, if you look at my wife's history of text with me, you're going to see this. Your timing is impeccable. Because it's me 200 feet away from Publix in my truck going the opposite way when she goes, hey, did you get creamer? I'm like,
yeah, but in all fairness, since it's you, is it possible she sent the text before you went to the store and you only saw it after you left?
Your 5 o'clock keyword is Bills, B-I-L-L-S. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
And Jack has the Jackie sack.
All aboard.
Chug, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
It's our final pair of tickets to see the one and only, the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominated Dave Matthews Band, coming to town May 22nd. Actually, the town they're coming to is Tampa. It's the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater in there in Tampa, right by the Hard Rock Casino over there. But you want to see Dave Matthews Band? You can win our last pair of tickets right now for Jim Colbert Show Trivia. The Jackie Sack is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Put their fully trained expert moving crews to the test, but be aware they're adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more.
They're very good at what they do.
Speaking of the more part, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, you're going to get a discount. So book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O Moving.com. That was a pretty quick clickety-clack. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Deb. I appreciate that. Jack, who's first today, buddy?
Oh, that's going to be Brandon.
Brandon right there on line 5.
Let's go, Brandon.
Brandon, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much, boss. You want to play a little game with us?
I do.
Let's do it then.
Game show.
All right, boss, here we go. This is a really easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is a fib, buddy. I made it up. It's a lie.
What?
No, I am trying to fool you. But I do hope you win the tickets. Are you ready?
I am.
Here we go. On this day in 1514, astronomer and mathematician Copernicus makes his very first observation of the planet Saturn.
Oh, cool.
Here are 3 fun facts about Saturn and 1 ringed lie. Number 1, you can't stand on Saturn because it's made of gas. Number 2, in the 1700s, Saturn had the nickname the Eye of God Number 3, it's very windy on Saturn with winds that can reach over 700 miles per hour. Oof. Or lastly, Saturn has more moons than any other planet with 146, and its largest moon is bigger than the planet Mercury. Which one of those is a lie?
I want to say number 3.
No, dude, that's right. Unfortunately, it is very windy on Saturn with winds that can reach on the surface or that surface area of over 700 miles per hour.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, who's next, boss?
Player number 2 is Kathy.
Let's get to Kathy right there at the top. Kathy, how you doing?
Great. How are you guys?
Doing wonderful, Kathy. Today we are talking about the planet Saturn. Which one of these is a lie? Number 1, you can't stand on Saturn. It's made of gas. Number 2, in the 1700s, Saturn had the nickname the Eye of God. Or lastly, Saturn has more moons than any other planet with 146, and its largest moon is bigger than the planet Mercury.
I'll go with the first choice.
No, that's true. It is made of gas.
Is it really?
Yeah, gas. It does have a small core of rock and ice, but mostly it is pure gas. I'll tell you a little bit more later.
Yeah, it's like the elevator trip I took earlier.
Yeah. Who's next?
Craig.
Craig
It was
there on lane 2.
horrible, Jack.
Craig.
That made a fart joke.
I had to breathe through my T-shirt.
Craig, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you doing?
All right, buddy, you got a 50-50 shot here going to see Dave Matthews. We're talking about the planet Saturn. Tell me which one of these is untrue. Number 1, in the 1700s, Saturn had the nickname the Eye of God. Or lastly, Saturn has more moons than any planet with 146, and its largest moon is bigger than the planet Mercury.
I'll go with the first one.
That's the one, buddy. You're going to Dave Matthews.
Yay!
You are a winner, friend. Enjoy the show, buddy.
Thank you.
You got it, boss. All right, man. Enjoy yourself. I love that. Yeah, Craig is a winner there.
Really, 146 moons?
146 moons. And the funny thing is, there are more waiting to be authenticated.
Yeah, because I can think of a handful.
There were 62 at first, and then when I updated, I kind of looked at because the last one, when I saw 62, it was like 2012 or 14. But when you look forward, they authenticate these moons over and over. But Titan is the biggest moon, and it's actually bigger than the planet Mercury.
Wow.
So there you go. A couple other things you may not know about Saturn before we get to the top of the hour.
My ruling planet.
Saturn is mostly made of hydrogen and helium.
Oh.
Yeah, mostly made of hydrogen and helium.
Oh, what a fun planet to play on.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
A full day on Saturn is about how many Earth hours?
Oh.
You got to remember, this is that thing we went to before.
Yeah,
This planet
hurts my brain.
The planet spins, and then it spins around the sun. So the farther you are away from the sun, the longer your year is. But how fast you spin around your axis is how long your day is. How many Earth hours is a day in Saturn?
16.
On Saturn? Not a bad guess.
Yeah, 36.
It's 11. 11.
Nice.
But a year is 29 Earth years.
Damn.
Yeah, because of how far out it is. It takes it that much longer to go around the sun.
Wow.
Although the core of Saturn is over 21,000 degrees, the average temperature on the surface or outer area of Saturn is minus 280 degrees.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, inhospitable, they call that.
Yeah, exactly. I think the 700 mile per hour winds covered that.
Saturn is the least dense planet in our solar system. If you had a giant bathtub, Saturn would float in it. It's actually lighter than water. It would float on top of the water in a bathtub. And then lastly here, Saturday is named after Saturn. There you go, Saturn.
Cool
1514 is the first time that Copernicus said, what's that? And he started looking into it a little bit more.
It's all gas, so you can't stand on it.
You can't stand on it. There is a small core there of some iron and rock, but other than that, say it's pretty much gas.
It's amazing. Like
hydrogen and helium.
I assume it's round. Is it all round?
By the way, it's funny. It isn't round, and that's so weird. And that 11-hour day comes to play, right? The planet spins so fast that it actually kind of creates an ellipse, like where it's kind of squashed a little bit. As if gravity is, as if you were to do a balloon and put it something and spin it, it would get flatter. And that's exactly what happens to Saturn. If you look at it in its totality, it isn't exactly round. And of course, the rings are just a collection of ice and rocks and pieces of asteroids and broken moons or whatever that kind of go around in its gravitational pull.
But it's still cool.
Its magnetic field is almost 600 times what we have on Earth. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Out in space, it's bananas, by the way. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Courtney Cox had a very interesting experience in therapy. I'll tell you what it was next.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills
From the
Air.
Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Slowdowns continue along I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area. Still looking at major problems northbound on the Turnpike due to a crash blocking all lanes on the toll road between the Oakland Exchange exit and Mineola. A crash currently blocks the westbound right lane on the 408 just before the I-4 exit, causing stop-and-go traffic from the Conway Toll Plaza. If you see other traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by J. David Tax Law.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. After a 2-year hiatus, the IRS has resumed their aggressive collections letters. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Look, man, in Central Florida, it has some crazy weather swings. We're about to see the one that's going to last all summer, though, guys. Before you know it, it's going to be 90+ and 90% humidity. Is your AC ready for it? If it's not, if you even have a question, get with my friends over at Mills Air and let them give you that preventive maintenance plan that's basically a tune-up for your AC. They'll go through the entire system, tell you where you're weak, and then fix it and make sure you're good to go this summer. 30+ years of experience here in Central Florida. Let them use every year of that to make sure your AC never quits. These techs are awesome people. When you see that van rolling down your driveway, you will know everything's going to be okay. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. Even better, these guys are Carrier Factory authorized dealers. That could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today. Matter of fact, you want to do it right now as well. 407-277-1159. Book them online at millsair.com.
Join the Monsters in the morning for a live broadcast and a chance to make a difference and help us raise funds for UBIC Food Pantry. Friday, May 3rd at San Jose's original Mexican restaurant in Altamont Springs. Reinvent your tradition. Join Russ, Angel, and Ryan along with Amber Nova, Angelique, Daisy Del Toro, Sabrina, and Savannah for a May 3rd Cinco de Mayo celebration. Yeah, we know Cinco means 5, but they're not coming in on Sunday. Donate money and have one of our Monster girls give you a tequila slap shot, or donate a lot of money to watch Russ Rollins get slapped. What's that, Venmo? Enjoy a Monster margarita and join us for an epic Slapo de Mayo, Cinco de Mayo celebration. Friday, May 3rd at San Jose's original Mexican restaurant in Altamont Springs. Get more info at realradio.fm/slap.
Hey everybody, it's Savannah and Hoda from the Today Show.
From the simplest ways to save money to incredible hacks you never knew existed. Just remember,
see it, hear it, learn it on Today.
Oh, that's genius. You just saved me $40.
Every morning on NBC.
Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is excited to bring you live craps, roulette, and sports betting. All under one roof, hotter than the Florida sun. Feel the luck of the dice, watch the roulette wheel spin, and scream for your touchdown as the big screen comes alive. Dine like a rock star, sip cocktails that shimmer, then dive into the heart of Las Vegas right here in Tampa Bay. Live craps, roulette, sports betting is here. Get in on the action now. Only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, located off of I-4 near I-75. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. If you've been in a car accident, you need to know a term. It's called statute of limitations. That means you have 2 years from the time of the accident to actually file a lawsuit if need be. If you don't do that, you're going to lose your rights to the claim. Now, sometimes some lawyers will wait till the last minute to file or contact you with just about a month left saying that they don't know if they want to proceed with your case. Be careful with that. For more information, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546, Office, Orlando.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
San Jose's original Mexican restaurant is now open in Altamont. Visit sanjosesoriginal.com.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Prices now at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouniedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. C-H-E-C-K. Check. That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
That's a really interesting conversation about where to be buried, because I think Orlando is a very transient place. I know most of my family is buried where I'm from, and most of my husband's family is buried where he's from, and we doubt that our kids are going to stay in Orlando. So it really is a bit of a conundrum.
Agreed.
Hey, guys. Let's kidnap Fayez and bring him over to Brevard. Really hurting over here.
Okay.
And also, here's where I'm going to be spread out. Indy Atlantic, Melbourne Beach, Ocean City, Maryland, and Raymond James Stadium. I hope I'm trying to raise that now. Happy Friday, y'all. And love you.
Happy Friday. All right, 407-916-1041. Your 6 o'clock keyword is check, C-H-E-C-K. Let's get over to realradio.fm and send that off. Get that $1,000, guys. Check is your 6 o'clock keyword. Good luck.
Get that money.
That's right. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
And Jack is here as well.
Oh.
I had this Courtney Cox thing. I may bail on that for a second here. I did want to ask you guys something, though. What was it?
What are we doing this weekend? Yeah.
No. What are you doing this weekend? By the way, I made a comment yesterday about Baby Reindeer, and you said something about an episode being crazy. Have you already watched this show?
I do. Yeah, we finished it last night, as a matter of fact.
Okay, so listen, man, this thing has gone crazy. Like, people are talking everywhere about Baby Reindeer on Netflix. I was looking around the other night, and we were looking for something to watch, and I said, Baby Reindeer. And it looked a little too involved. And I was like, I didn't feel like getting into something that was that involved. So I just chose some stupid show that we wound up. You guys can tell a show's bad in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can just see the dialogue or hear the dialogue and see how they set things up, how the actors are acting. Within 11 minutes of this show, we knew it was going to be trash. So we turned it off and watched this movie called Rust Creek, which was actually not a bad movie. It was one of these girl is going to college and goes through Kentucky and gets on a side road, winds up in a podunk town, and boy, the fun starts then. Right? But it actually wasn't bad. And I passed on Baby Reindeer. Now, I got a buddy of ours, Vern, text me yesterday, who texts me occasionally. He goes, Baby Reindeer on Netflix, check it out, right? Then I go on, and everybody's talking about Baby Reindeer. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. The show is based on this comedian from England who winds up buying somebody a drink at a bar, and she becomes a stalker.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it starts, right?
Yes.
And he had dealt with some sexual abuse in his youth, and this relationship with this stalker winds up being like not a metaphor, but some kind of is it like a healing thing or something? And he kind of goes through both of those things at the same time.
Yeah. He's got to process it, and it kind of describes his behavior and why he would respond, because it was 7 episodes. Some of them are short. I mean, the last 3 were each about 30 minutes long. So,
oh, wow, really?
Yeah, we watched the last 3 episodes last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Episode 4 is that's the doozy I told you about.
A little twister in there, huh?
Yeah, twister, all right.
Yeah, okay, what on scale of 1 to 10, what do you give this?
I really enjoyed it. 8.
8, okay.
Yeah.
But you haven't talked about it a lot. Usually when you get excited about something.
I just finished it last night.
I know, but what I'm saying is you've already been a bunch of episodes in, but you haven't really mentioned it much.
Because it was going to be What'd You Do That's New until you brought it up.
No,
so now I'm picking something else.
It could still be What'd You Do That's New.
I don't think so.
We're probably going to watch the first episode this weekend at least. Have you heard about it?
Not till you guys brought it up.
What are you watching right now?
I just watched the 2nd episode of Secrets of the Octopus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's very good.
Because we have to watch the first episode for Wednesday. That's our homework.
You mean Tuesday?
By Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll do it for Wednesday.
Jimmy.
That's okay. It's hard to find a good show. And the other thing, too, do you guys get overwhelmed if a show has been on for a while and then you just start hearing about it and you go back and there's like 9 seasons or 6 seasons or whatever, and you're like, man, I don't want to start this. Everybody already knows about this. Like,
It's a hurdle.
Like, who am I going to talk about?
Yeah, you're right.
I
No,
mean,
that's a hurdle. That will stop me from probably watching it because it's like too much of a commitment. And it can be that way. Like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or any show that's been on for like 4 or 5 seasons. It's just like, well, is jumping in now right? Or what are you missing? You're not going to get everything, and I can't commit to watching all 5 seasons.
And it doesn't even have to be like one of these Netflix or HBO or Amazon Prime shows.
I
Disney,
feel like
whatever.
that about Ghosts.
So my thing is like I was talking to my kids the other day. Like they love Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Larry David happens to be on Smartlist this week. So I'm listening to Larry David's interview, which is really bizarre, by the way.
I finished it today.
Very bizarre. Did you get the feeling that Larry David hurt Will's feelings? Listen to that thing again for the first 20 minutes of that.
I am not listening to it again because you're right. It was bizarre.
It was weird, man.
It
didn't flow like a lot of the conversations they had.
I agree, because immediately when it ended, I go, I wish I could hear Mark Maron interviewing Larry David. And I go, there is no way Larry David would do a Mark Maron interview.
Really? How come?
I just think he's not about that.
I thought he may have already talked to him, but one of the things that came up and they kind of made fun of it is that by the way, the show Smartless is a podcast that you can get on iHeartRadio. It's Jason Bateman, it's Will Arnett, and it's Sean Hayes from Will and Grace.
Yeah.
All very funny people, all very talented people. And they have conversations with celebrities or dignitaries or whatever, and you get to listen to them talk. It's pretty milquetoast kind of stuff. You're not diving into any real gritty conversations by any means, but Larry David was the guest this week.
Junk food for your brain.
Exactly. And they kind of start making fun because Sean Hayes has made an appearance on Curb Your Enthusiasm, but Jason Bateman and Will Arnett had never been invited. Now, you would think that wouldn't be a big deal because these people have giant careers. They're very famous.
Oh, I could see where that'd be an issue.
Will Arnett's voice is on like every product you could ever even buy in America. The guy's got more voiceover work than anybody on planet Earth.
Yeah.
He makes so much cash. They are perfectly set. They're very well respected, but yet you got the feeling that when Larry David started joking, kind of laughing about the fact that they weren't invited, that Arnett took it a little seriously. Like he kind of clammed up a little bit.
And now there may be something to it because I just remembered because the premise of how they make Curb Your Enthusiasm, they have an outline, but not a script.
Right.
And they improv. They improv the scenes until they get one where they think is going to work and move the story along, and it's funny. And Will Arnett did something like that with his detective show on Netflix.
Right.
It was an improv show where they would throw a celebrity in who had no script.
And that show was bananas. I remember that thing.
Yeah. So maybe because, it seems like something that Will Arnett would be suited for, but I don't know. Maybe there is a little history.
I'm telling you, when you listen to it, it doesn't. Usually these guys have flow with guests, and you would think with a guy like Larry David, who, all the information you have about him, all the success he's had, it would be a piece of cake to interview a guy like that, but it did not come off like that.
I don't think Larry David's an easy interview.
You don't think so?
No, that's. I think he's just that type of guy, is not too far off from his character, although they went out of their way. Did you finish the interview?
No, I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
I'm actually finishing it on the way home today.
Okay, you might have a different opinion by the time you get to the end.
Maybe so, yeah.
I just remember Larry David's appearance. I think it was on the Today Show when that viral tweet that Elmo had sent out, just checking in to see how everyone's doing.
Yeah.
And got the massive response that it got about how sad people are.
Yeah.
So then they have Elmo on the same day that they have Larry David. Larry David walks up and starts to choke Elmo out.
Yeah.
And then Elmo's dad is like, no, you don't touch without asking first.
Right,
and it turned into this huge thing. So Larry David is a loose cannon. There's no holding him down. There's no broadcast decorum. He's just going to be Larry David.
And it's an interesting cat because, again, I've never seen one episode of Curb, not one. And, going back to our original conversation, that's a show that I would love to kind of encounter, like The Office, but I just feel overwhelmed because there's so much of it out there. I don't even know where to start. And you can't have a conversation about it now because then people are like, where you been, dog?
Yeah.
That started in 2014 or whatever it was.
I think that would be too cringe for you.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And it was for me. There were certain episodes. Oh,
yeah, it's embarrassing.
I just remember one. It was a girl selling Girl Scout cookies. She comes over. It's only him and her, and she's trying to sell him Girl Scout cookies. And she goes, "Can I use your bathroom?" And he reluctantly allows her to.
Oh, no.
And then she has her first period.
Oh,
and
no.
And she doesn't know what to do, and he's trying to help from outside the door. And it was so awkward. I felt like this show has moments where I want to leave the room.
Exactly.
But that sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
To have an old guy like Larry David try to explain to a young Girl Scout.
Who's not even his daughter.
Who's not even his daughter.
Some
a neighbor
rando.
from down the block.
Shouldn't even be in his house.
Yeah. But I did go back and watch because I just heard that Springsteen was on a recent episode. I watched that episode, and he killed it.
Really?
It was extremely good.
I know he does pretty well on SNL. He's been there a couple of times, but he breaks up a lot. He kind of laughs and gets kind of tickled a lot.
Well, he was their Bernie Sanders.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he did it some other guy where he was like some big Hollywood agent, and he could not even make it through the script.
Yeah.
And his laugh almost seems patronizing.
Yeah.
Because he laughs very like that, and it seems like he's fake laughing.
What's his net worth?
Oh, God. Jeez Louise. He created Seinfeld. And Jerry made a whole bunch of money from that, so I can't imagine
he didn't make quite as much as Jerry, but he did all right.
How is that even possible? How could the guy who created the thing not make more than the guy who...
Because they co-created it.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, and Jerry starred in
Jerry's worth about $650, I think, or something like that. I would say Larry David has to be in the $425 range.
Just under 400.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Jerry Seinfeld now valued at just over $1 billion.
Yeah.
And he has a new movie that's on Netflix.
And that thing is called...
Don't know.
It's crazy.
Pop-Tart,
it is something weird
it's not
like that.
Pop-Tart. It's Frosted.
Yeah, it's like something to do because like the last movie he did was like that B movie that ate it.
Yeah.
But it was really bizarre.
I don't wait. That was an animated movie. Deb, how was the B movie?
Never saw it.
The B movie was animated?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like a live action thing where they were in bee outfits. That's how corny I thought it was. I'm serious. I'm being dead serious.
Hey, I thought dogs were taught how to fly the other day when he talked about dog fighting in planes. I'm like, really? They taught dogs how to fly?
You should not
and
have said,
fight?
You should not have said that out
That's
loud.
all right. I don't care.
You should dump that. Oh, I've got the dump one. Oh, bad. Too late. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Have you ever heard of engagement farming? No. Well, it's about to stop on Twitter. I'll tell you what it is and why.
Okay.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
Slowdowns continue along I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area. Still looking at major problems northbound on the Turnpike due to a crash blocking all lanes on the toll road between the Oakland Exchange exit and Mineola. A crash currently blocks the westbound right lane on the 408 just before the I-4 exit, causing stop-and-go traffic from the Conway Toll Plaza. If you see other traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Osceola East Emergency. HCA Florida Osceola East Emergency in St. Cloud at 4920 East Erlo Bronson Highway is now open 24/7. Visit hcafloridahealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of HCA Florida Osceola Hospital. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is time to finally be the hero. Tell your friends and family about Life Imaging FLA. And guys, look, if you have a family member you think maybe could benefit from Life Imaging FLA and get that free heart scan, you probably should do that. Look, this is exactly what I did when I got the service. My wife got the service. I immediately thought of my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, wonderful human beings in their mid-60s. I was like, yeah, this would be a really good opportunity to find out what's going on and make sure that your health is good. Turns out both of their scans were perfectly clear. That peace of mind, I tell the story. I was standing right next to my wife when she called to let her know her scan was clear, and you could hear the relief. Now, some people don't get that lucky, but they do get lucky because with Life Imaging FLA, they find out in advance they have issues and then can move forward with their primary care doctor to get the treatment they need. And sometimes that winds up in life-saving surgery. Now, remember, there are no dyes or injections. You don't take off your clothes. This is so non-invasive. It only takes a few minutes, but the information you get could change your life. Don't wait. Don't wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. While you're there, it's absolutely imperative that you ask about the cancer screening as well. Here's how easy it is to make your appointment. Simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make this the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Need a reboot? RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Spring has sprung, so let's have some fun. This month, I'll help you reboot your old ride and save up to $8,000 on a new Mitsubishi. So if your old ride's a hunk of junk, don't let it leave you in a funk. You can even drive a new car today with a lifetime warranty, like the Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon starting at $15,900. The popular Eclipse Cross, in stock and ready for delivery. Or the 2024 Outlander, 5-star safety rated, starting at $23,900. So if you've been dreaming of driving a new RC Hill Mitsubishi, don't get your wires crossed, because my team works hard every day, and that's what makes us different. So this week, reboot your old ride, and you could save up to $8,000 on a nicer, newer car. But hurry, a deal this good will shut down fast. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my trendy rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount.
Are you bogged down with constant sneezing, watery eyes, and congestion? Do you get sinus headaches and infections? No one should have to suffer season after season. And thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus, treating your allergies is easier than you think. With personalized treatment plans tailored to your needs and budget, you can say goodbye to allergy and sinus issues for good. Book your appointment today at AspireAllergy.com. Aspire Allergy and Sinus, where relief is just around the corner. AspireAllergy.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Most people pack their swimsuit away in the fall, and it doesn't come out again until May. That's when things get interesting. Or maybe a better word is shocking, especially if you've gained weight since wearing it last year. But don't worry, Red Mountain Weight Loss has the solution with prescription semaglutide. Semaglutide is an exciting new breakthrough in medical weight loss. It's the main ingredient in Ozempic, and clinic studies have shown it accelerates weight loss, helping you lose up to 15 pounds or more per month. At Red Mountain Weight Loss, we have semaglutide in stock and ready to ship today. It's available as a weekly injection or a daily tablet. Plus, you'll get the support of our licensed medical team with meal plans to speed your progress and medical solutions to prevent side effects, all for half the price of Ozempic. Lose weight and look great this summer with semaglutide from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Schedule your free consultation today. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone, keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Hey everybody, it's Savannah and Hoda from The Today Show. From the simplest ways to save money to incredible hacks you never knew existed. Just remember, see it, hear it, learn it on Today.
Oh, that's genius. You just saved me $40.
Every morning on NBC.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando. The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like One Hit Wonders Radio. The greatest one-hit wonders of all time. I don't mind the sun sometimes. Ones you definitely remember. I smell sex and candy. And ones that'll make you say, oh yeah. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search One Hit Wonders, and listen now, commercial free. Free never sounded so good.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
Hey, it's Kansas Trucker. Yeah, you need to do something for me.
Oh, God.
Sunday's my birthday. I need you to sing happy birthday to me. But wait, don't do it just yet. I need to get the lotion out of the basket.
Oh, God, dude.
Okay, I got the lotion. Where the white women at?
All right.
I'll be in Ocala. Come holler at a brother. Can a brother get a dance? Okay, Debbie. Okay, Deb. Sing it to me.
God, God almighty, dude. I'm going to stop liking your food videos. Very creepy.
He is excited about his birthday. He sent in a talk back to the Monsters earlier this morning. He's ready.
He is ready.
My man eats more food out of styrofoam than coons. I'm telling you, my man is a truck stop champion. That's Kansas Trucker. Our buddy Solomon, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Loves to smoke a good cigar. Shows up at some of our events. We love him. But if you follow this cat on Facebook, he eats at every barbecue stand, rib joint, collard green, catfish frying. My man eats some damn food now.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Solomon, Kansas Trucker. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Oh, let me put a little shimmy in there for you, Solomon. Ooh, come on now.
Yeah.
You'll get a discount at OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Kidding.
I think the Flying J means a little something different right now.
Yeah.
J can mean a lot of words.
Yep. Happy birthday,
That
Solomon.
with an OnlyFans on the way to pay for that she shed.
Yeah. I think he went to the Jackie Sack a little late. All right, 407-916-1041. Don't forget your 6 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send that away. Get that $1,000. We'd love to have a winner. We are blanking right now. Jack.
I'm checking.
Check it.
Jack.
Check it. Check it.
Jack.
Here I go. I'm hitting refresh.
And
Lee in Ohio.
God bless
I
it.
hate Lee's. Worst name out. Lee's and, well, I can't say Steve's. I got a good buddy named Steve. Elon Musk planning to change the platform X again. There is a thing called engagement farming. Do you know what this means? Engagement farming?
I do not.
You know, I didn't either. When I saw that, I was like, this could be a little interesting. More interesting than Deb having to ride with somebody who farted in the elevator.
Oh, my God. That was horrible.
What a horrible person, by the way.
Did you know the person?
I don't. And when I got in, there was nobody in there. So when I walked in, I just walked in and went, oh, my God.
You get crop dusted.
And then you have to worry, right? Because you hope to God there's no one waiting to get the elevator when you get off because you are going to automatically be assumed to be the offender.
I have done that so many times.
So I stood as close to the elevator doors as I could with my shirt over my face. So that was the only way I could breathe because it was noxious.
It was really bad.
It was horrible.
You think it's like, who does that? Well, here's the thing. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes
it happens.
You get onto the elevator. You've had a bad food day. Yeah. Right? You had a bad food the day before, and it is building up, and you get in the elevator, and you're between floors. You're like, oh, God. And then you do it, you bubble those jeans up, and you're like, it's so thick it won't even make it through the cotton. You have to pat it out of there.
Comes out through the leg holes by your shoes.
You can feel the heat going past your ankles.
It looks like that green smoke in the Ten Commandments movie, The Spirit of Death.
The Angel of Death?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I used to call that's what dog farts look like.
That's
it's
scary.
Green.
That scared me so much as a kid.
I know. It still scares me a little as an adult.
Engagement farming. Jack, actually, you've probably seen this. We've all seen it. You ever seen those texts or those posts online? And it says, what they use, look between Y and I on your keyboard. That's all I want. And what it is it's basically just like a phishing kind of post where they want ass loads of engagement. They just want you to, and all they're trying to do is get clicks. So they're farming engagement by basically saying, what do you think of this? And it's a really divisive topic where you feel like you're going to chime in, and it's built to do that, like an evergreen topic. Hey, pit bulls, dogs, pit bulls and rebel flags, right? Type thing where you're always going to get some interaction, but it's basically tweets or posts built for everybody to engage just to get clicked so that person can take that and then use it as a money-making, number.
I haven't found the right one of those yet.
Oh, yeah, you've seen them for sure.
Oh, I've seen them. I'm always wondering, how do you get so much engagement with that? That's a stupid tweet.
And that's exactly what they want to stop. Matter of fact, a lot of people who use that platform still, Twitter or X or whatever,
it's Twitter,
are applauding Elon Musk for doing this because it takes up so much space on the platform. One of them is like, have you ever seen one that says, this is the best thing Apple ever did? And you click on it to see what it is, and then, it could be nothing or it could be something or whatever, but it's just built for you to click on it, and that's it. This one here has 314,000 likes. Just that simple question, and then a picture of a phone keyboard. That's all it is. But it's built for you to get to question, and you click on it. I mean, people call it clickbait, but they call it this because the people doing it take that information and use it as number building to get money from X. And it says they encouraged it for a while, but now they're kind of backing out on it.
It just frustrates me because I'm like, why don't I get that kind of engagement?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I mean, we try so hard to get that stuff.
Yeah.
It's because they want people using the site, so they benefit to a degree. But if it's like clickbaity stuff, it's you're lessening the user experience, which creates a negative feeling towards the platform.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, you want more people involved in using your product, but you also want them to have a good time.
Sure, right? And then with those, when you click on it, it's just basically, it's built to get you to engage, and that's it. That's what they call it, engagement farming.
Oh, I hate the one when it's a picture or something.
You have to click on it?
You have to click on it, and then you go through a slideshow, and that picture is never there.
It's never there.
50 clicks later, it's like, okay, one more.
That is exactly the truth. They'll show it'll be something that you're like, oh, man, that's intriguing. I'll click on that. Okay, it's got to be here in a minute. Like the next day, you're like, click, 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 click. And the photograph doesn't even exist there. I'll tell you who's really bad about this is I go to Yahoo News in the morning because they do have a lot of fluffy kind of stories.
Yeah.
It's an aggregator, which means you get news from a bunch of different sites. And you get a lot of kind of funny, corny celebrity stuff that you can use for short segments or stuff. But they are notorious for putting up stories under their under Yahoo, and it says you never believe what this person did, and you click on it, and and it says video. You click on it, and it's just a story, and it happens so often. But the funniest thing to do is go to the comments, and the comments are brutal. It's like, Yahoo at it again.
Yep.
No video, no nothing, no description. Half of it's spelled wrong. By the way, Courtney Cox went to this. I'll tell you this. Courtney Cox went to this. And it's so funny because there's a lot of grief online about this story. Courtney Cox, obviously from Friends. What character was she on Friends?
Monica.
Monica. Yeah, Monica.
She was also in the Scream movies.
Yes, she was. And she
and Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark.
Yes, of course, Jack. Of course.
Where she got her start.
Now, she had another sitcom after that, or another show after that, right? Wasn't she?
Cougar or something, Cougar Town.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Cougar Town, right.
Oh, that was a funny show.
And that ran for a little while. Where I guess she was going to couples therapy with her boyfriend, who is a member of the band Snow Patrol. And it's so funny because what happened is he broke up with her during the therapy session.
Oh.
He got up and just left. And, they're back together and everything. But I guess that she mentioned this at one point and it got a lot of feedback. And I was like, well, that's exactly what it's for, right? If you are in a therapy session and you come to the conclusion that while in that session that, hey, man, maybe this isn't the thing for me. Like they're asking the right questions and nobody has the right answer. Maybe we shouldn't be together. So he split. Now, everybody's like giving him crap. I'm like, well, that's what it's for. I mean, therapy's for you to find out if you're going to be gelling or not, right? Like, isn't that the whole idea?
I don't know. I need more context. Like, how long have they been dating? How long have they been in the therapy sessions?
They had been in a 3-year relationship, and they had both been very unhappy. They decided to go to therapy, and during the therapy session, he just basically broke up with her within the first minute. And again, my whole thing was, well, that's what it's for. Therapy is to find out whether or not you are compatible anymore and whether or not you need to go your own way, is it not?
And if there's a therapist there, it might be the perfect place for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, except they're back together again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they are back together again for sure. But I guess they
now got stranger.
Well, in the session, she said they learned how to work on each other. And at that point, maybe he just didn't think that it was going to be viable. So he took off as to save them both time and money and effort. Who knows?
Would you go to therapy with a boyfriend?
No,
or a girlfriend?
That is the weird thing. I have to tell you, that was a breaking point actually in the relationship I was in right before I met my wife. This girl was
certifiable, single white female, Glenn Close and Fatal Attraction.
Not quite there.
Happy you didn't have a bunny.
I don't want to say a medical term, but let's say bipolar-esque.
Oh,
all right. I'm not going to say she was because people may know, and I don't want to, but there were some really big problems there. Unhappy, didn't know how to be happy 1 minute, mad the next, or whatever. And in the context of this conversation and this relationship, I think we'd been together like a year, maybe not even 8-9 months. She goes, "We should go to therapy," and I'm like, Let's see, therapy after dating 9 months. Let's see.
Yeah,
I'm going to pass. We're going to pass on that. And that's when she put all my stuff in the yard.
Oh.
Yeah, ruined everything. Pushed my washer and dryer out into their driveway, just tipped it over. Had to go pick that up. It was all gone. But that was the last time I had somebody tell me, hey, therapy's the answer after dating for 9 months.
And you're just dating.
We're just dating.
Yeah, but there's no commitment to a future.
But can I tell you, it was bad enough to have, constituted therapy. It was bad.
And yet, and at the same time, kind of want to applaud them because if the relationship were to grow and become something permanent, at least they were proactive.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's actually said she was thankful it happened because when they reunited as a couple, they thought it was a lot better. They had a better understanding of how the other felt. I think that happens as you get older anyway.
Yeah.
You just kind of, you grow a lot. I was just talking to my wife about this the other day. We've been together 20 years. Our lives are completely different than they were even 10 years ago, much less 20 years ago.
Right.
She was 27 years old when we met. Like 27. I was like 30. I'm 9 years older than her. So I was 36. and she was 27, a full decade almost in front of her. So it was, it was very unique. We had a lot of differences, and it's so funny that 9 years, although not a lot really, it looks like a lot when you look at photographs, but I found that, and I don't know about that is the perfect time to separate like music and movies and cultural stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she is a 90s girl. I am an 80s guy. And those worlds do not really clash much. 90s, and she's not into this, but it was the boy band era. And in the 80s for us, it was like the hair metal.
Hair metal,
and the Euro synth invasion.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was really into that. She doesn't really care for that stuff. So there was that weird balance of, what movies and cultural stuff she liked as opposed to me. And we found it's about a 2-year gap. It's about 2 years where we kind of missed, where we would really like a lot of the same stuff instead of some of the same stuff. You don't have that big age gap, right?
No, 5.5 years older.
Do you guys find any of that in your relationship?
It's just the difference in taste. Chris, again, is a Hall & Oates kind of guy, and I'm a, Boss Man D-Lo kind of girl. Flo Millie's another new favorite.
And you and Naomi are about the same age, right, Jack?
Oh, she's way older.
Oh, is she really?
Oh.
Yeah. As of, let's see, your birthday was Monday. Jack. She's 5 days older.
Oh, 5 days older than you.
Yeah. So you can still go home.
You guys don't have that
we were the same age on Sunday, and Monday she became older again.
But you guys don't have that cultural separation in a relationship, right? I mean, because but you don't like the same music, though, right? Didn't she grow up a little different? Like, didn't she like stuff a little bit different?
She likes rock and roll.
She likes rock and roll.
Yeah, she's all about that. And that's how I grew up as well. But
do you guys have a lot of the same music that you like?
Oh yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Movies?
Yeah, she's a little more picky when it comes to that.
My wife is as well. My wife likes horror movies and thriller movies, doesn't like comedies.
But here's the deal. My wife was the one who found Baby Reindeer, and years ago she might have never watched that.
Oh, really?
I don't know if she watched the first episode. She goes, "I got something. I think you're going to like it." And we watch it all in a week.
Wow.
I would say that about White Lotus and my wife. Like, I would have loved I watched White Lotus. My wife probably wouldn't have liked White Lotus, years ago. Probably wouldn't have been into it as much.
Right.
And then, now, you can see the goodness of it. And then there are things where she, like horror movies. I wasn't a giant horror movie fan. And then I started watching horror movies with her. I was like, man, I like horror movies now. It's a really difficult genre to dominate. It's like comedy.
Right.
It's easy to make rom-coms. You just put two good-looking people in there and make them fumble around with each other for 2 hours, then get back together.
Yeah.
That's a rom-com.
Name one of them, Matthew McConaughey, and you're good to go.
That's it, right?
Or Jude Law.
Anne Hathaway. You put those people in movies, you're going to be just fine. But those others are not like that. And there hadn't been a good horror movie in a while. This year. They don't usually come out at the beginning of the year anyway.
Closer to October.
It seems like they're out all the time.
With Blumhouse, yeah, maybe they turn those things out pretty quick with Blumhouse.
And also with Movie Pass, when you're looking to see, hey, what's in the movies, because you realize that most of your awareness of what's in the movies is what they pay heavily to advertise, and a lot of the horror movies don't get that budget.
Right.
So you have to know it or be part of that group to go seek it out.
But with horror movies, though, Jack, much with comedies, they do get a lot of word of mouth.
Yes.
Because there is a specific, there are, with movies like you would go see that would be critically acclaimed, really what you want to say is it too artsy? Am I going to be entertained?
Right.
Right? With other movies like that, with the horror movies, you want to make sure that the story's good, unique, that the bad guy's good, and everything kind of come together. And I think the same thing with comedies, but with critically acclaimed movies, I think you really are looking for, for me, I won't watch them unless I see a reviewer that I agree with watch them. I'm not going to spend 2.5 hours or 3 hours to watch something and go, oh, okay. I mean, I guess I just want to be entertained, man.
Yeah.
I don't have time. All right. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Check, by the way, is your 6 o'clock keyword. We got a few minutes left to get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. We'll do you heard it here first and get the hell out of here on a Friday right after this.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
What's up, Central Florida? I'm Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. We're looking at a gusty weekend. East winds 10 to 25 miles an hour. Also, pretty rough beach boating weather as well if you're going to hit the East Coast beaches. Low 80s for highs this weekend. Next week, heating up, sunnier and dry. Back to the low 90s towards the end of next week. I hope you have a great weekend.
This report is sponsored by Safe Touch Security.
Boss, did you know Safe Touch Security is the home of the 45-second or less guaranteed response?
Of course, it's just one of the reasons why I hate Safe Touch.
For a limited time, save up to 50% on select security systems. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You got a service dog? Actually, he's a deals dog. Since I'm looking for a new car, I trained him to sniff out awesome rates, member discounts, and fast decisions. Cool, huh?
But you know Navy Federal Credit Union has all those things, right?
You're right. He's got the scent. Oh, wait. Nope. That's just the bacon in my pocket.
Apply for a Navy Federal Credit Union auto loan online, at a branch, or in our mobile app. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Yeah,
Message and data rates may apply. Visit NavyFederal.org for more information.
You know, there's a few ways you can make your house feel a lot better. You can do a lot of things, right? But man, when you do your windows and doors, it's amazing at what happens inside your home. It really is. And especially if you get with FAS windows and doors, these guys are going to turn it out for you. I've had 3 homes now with FAS windows and doors, and every single time it had the same exact experience. Here's what happens. Your house is going to be quiet, like way quieter than you ever thought. It's going to be safer. Your AC will work less. Your power bills will drop because your house is just more sealed up. And on top of that, it's going to look amazing from the curb. These guys have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. The estimates are always free. They always give you plenty of options. And even better, every single item they have has a lifetime warranty. And even better than that, if you act right now, how about knocking off $55 per window and $95 per door? You can do that. They also have no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months financing for a limited time. But here's the best thing. Go to the showroom. It's right there at Fairmakes and I-4, and when you go in, you're going to see a multitude of windows to choose from. Find the ones you like. You know, aesthetics are a part of this as well, and then have them installed. You are going to notice all that stuff I just said earlier. Your house is going to feel amazing. It's going to look amazing. It's going to be more efficient. Everything about this is good, and they're wonderful people as well. Log on today and book your appointment for your new windows and doors at faswd.com.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings. All for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
It starts with heart, determination, and drive. From every player and every fan. From every neighborhood, on every street, and in every home. Everyone plays a part. Orlando. It's the 2024 playoffs. Everybody in. Presented by Advent Health. Learn more at orlandomagic.com/playoffs.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm Attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo. Orlando's injury attorneys.
This is the sound of turning small bets into legendary wins. Only on the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app. The sound of parlays, the sound of paydays, the sound of watching the game will never be the same. Hard Rock Bet has already paid out millions and millions in parlays to people across Florida. Download Hard Rock Bet now, and if your first bet doesn't win, get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
Hey, Jim, Deborah, Jack, happy Friday, man. My wife and I married 10 years and went through the whole thing with therapists and all that. And we both found out that the best therapist in the world doesn't answer your question. You ask them, you lead yourself to the answer. And we were only divorced 15 years, and we're remarried now about, again, 8. Happy good luck.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's what I found.
Happy good luck.
No, that a good therapist never gives you the answers. They help you find your own.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the whole idea is to get you in there and get you talking, I think, and maybe get you past some of the hurdles that you build yourself in your relationship, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I hated the pressure.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm responsible for conversation here.
Yeah.
And then it's like I had to keep notes. Okay, what am I going to say? To start making stuff. It's like going to confession. I got to make stuff up because,
you're just too good.
Jack, don't say you're making stuff up in therapy. That sounds bad.
Oh.
I am trying to help.
Yeah. No,
Your wife hears.
I'm digging, literally here, to find stuff to talk about.
Yeah, right. All right, 407.
This is great.
916-1041. Text us at 77031.
Quick, change this subject.
Going to see, what are you guys doing this weekend? Anything big?
Yeah, how about going to see the Orlando Magic playoff game after their huge win over the Cavs.
38-point win, 39, something like that?
So see that tomorrow afternoon, and then tomorrow night, Orlando City taking on Toronto FC.
That's right. And they're actually not doing that bad. They kind of come around. The beginning of the season was a little rough, but they started to score a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of moving the ball around a little bit better. And, of course, the Magic kind of stepped out. They lost two relatively not embarrassing, but it just feels like you would have had a better performance from them in the first two games against the Cavs. They were away, but then they came back home and made up for it with a shellacking last night of the Cleveland Cavaliers, like 126-81 or something.
Yeah.
Some insane number.
And even the players were saying about Game 3, it was a must-win for them. I agree.
Yeah.
Going down 3-0, they're dead.
Yeah, the stats are dead. Yeah.
But I see even now it's also a must-win. Tomorrow's a must-win.
I think so, too, because, if you've lost the only two games you've played in Cleveland, you can't assume you're going to go back there. And, if you split there, you're great. Then you can come back home and play for everything here in Orlando, theoretically, right? Is that how that goes, by the way? Is it 2-2 and then 1-1-1?
I gotta look it up. I'm not even sure. I have followed zero basketball until
Can I tell you something,
this
buddy?
week.
They made it so hard to watch. And because the Orlando on the come up a little bit, nobody talks about them. Like they were talking in sports radio this morning about all the NBA games this weekend and never even mentioned the Magic Cavs game. Never even brought it up as if it didn't exist.
Yeah.
Insane. Did you watch any of the draft last night?
I did not.
Yeah.
No.
There really no surprises. Everybody kind of went where they were supposed to, except for Atlanta. Atlanta drafted a quarterback after paying Kirk Cousins $180 million to come to Atlanta. So they pay him $180 million to move from Minnesota to Atlanta, and then what do? Draft a quarterback in the first round with the 8th pick.
How many year deal is the Kirk Cousins deal?
I think it's 3 or 4 years. $100 million of the thing is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you want someone to kind of to go up under and kind of train a new guy.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. That's exactly what they were saying.
That's a quality guy right there. So maybe a couple years in. See how he goes.
See how the team reacts to him because he's supposed to be a great guy, a really wonderful cat, not very arrogant, doesn't have that diva thing.
Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Achilles injury, though, those things are hard to come back from.
Yeah, but it's that stupid quarterback series on Netflix. That made me like this guy.
Yeah, how do you not like him?
I
though?
know.
He's like Cheerios, right?
So now it's going to be wide receivers this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new series.
You love that show, don't you?
It was good.
Yeah.
No, it gives you a story. We talk about it all the time. When you have a story connected with Caitlin Clark, when you have the understanding of the story connected with the sport, you're so much more invested into it.
I say full swing the next season of that. That's a PGA Tour one's coming out soon, and I can't wait to see that because I agree with you 100%. I like the behind the scenes stuff.
I think that is something the PGA hugely needs because you want to care. They need people to care about these characters.
Yeah, and the problem is when they made the last season, in the middle of it, before it even was shown, the Live thing happened. So a couple of the players that were featured on the PGA Tour left and hauled ass for Live.
And they kind of the cameras are right place, right time for that.
Oh, yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's do You Heard It Here First.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on The Jim Colbert Show.
Well, Donald Trump is challenging President Biden to debate while leaving his hush money trial earlier today. Trump said he'll debate Biden any day of the week.
I've invited Biden to debate. He can do it anytime he wants, including tonight.
Earlier this month, a dozen of the nation's biggest news organizations posted an open letter urging Biden and Trump to participate in televised debates. Biden said today he's, quote, happy, end quote, to debate Trump during an interview with Howard Stern, the first sitting president to be interviewed by Stern.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird thing when you're claiming debates just after your criminal trial. I mean, you walk out of a courtroom to claim you want to debate somebody. It seems a bit odd, but I think he's that confident. He thinks that he can take Biden out on the stand. And I'm not a big Joe Biden fan, but I think that they already proved that he could handle him on stage.
That's must-see TV.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
That I'll watch.
Right.
I just wish they could get better acoustics in the courthouse.
Yeah, I know. He's outside in some hallway or something.
It's that hallway. He's always like walking away.
Yeah.
All right. Closer to home, a woman who was seriously injured earlier this month when a crane fell on the Tesla she was in Fort Lauderdale is out of the hospital, but will never be the same. Remember this story? It had happened just a couple of days after the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore had collapsed. They're working on an apartment construction project in Fort Lauderdale. A part of the crane fell off the building and landed on this woman's Tesla. Now, her attorney says, with brain and psychological damage plus permanent scarring, the mother of 4 may never return to teaching autistic children.
This gentleman didn't have to die. Our client didn't have to suffer these horrific injuries. If only safety protocols were followed.
Yeah, the attorneys point to a previous lawsuit by the construction company against the property owner and complaints from residents. The attorneys are suing the construction company, the property owner and developer, plus the crane operators for at least $50 million. If you remember, a construction worker was also killed in this accident.
Yeah. They probably should just sue Elon, too. I mean, everybody else is. Just get in there. He's got a bunch of money.
And then follow up on the football draft story, but a football story nonetheless. A lot of pressure over the years to turn Super Bowl Sunday into a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the lost productivity on that Monday.
That's right.
So the NFL's commissioner says he, too, wants to hold the Super Bowl on President's Day weekend.
Oh, really?
Roger Goodell told ESPN today that as the NFL draft continues, he'll do that by cutting fewer preseason games. He said he'd rather replace a preseason game with a regular season game, quote, any day, and said it's, quote, not an unreasonable thing, end quote. That would make Super Bowl Sunday on a 3-day weekend. President's Day is on the 3rd Monday in February.
Wow.
They always talk about making that Monday a holiday, but this is the first time I ever heard of say, well, just do it right on President's Day weekend.
Add another week. But he's right, though. The players hate the preseason.
Yeah.
No, it really doesn't do anything for the game. I mean, the televised games are junk.
Right.
It's trash. People can get injured during that. Yeah. They hate it. The players don't want to do even one game.
You have to have 12 fantasy football teams to even care about watching that garbage.
Exactly. Not even one, right?
But that means the season might start in late August then, right? If it's usually Labor Day weekend or
right before Halloween Horror Nights, baby.
What do you think? I think that starts this weekend.
You heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thanks, Deb. I appreciate that. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Jack, give me some music. Deb, give me some thank yous.
Well, we want to thank Corona Cigar Company. We want to thank Fayez Cara, the restaurant critic for the Orlando Weekly. You can get his recommendations at JimColbertLive.com.
Absolutely. Go get that Aging Room cigar. That was our cigar of the week. It is so freaking good. Go get it.
Also want to thank Candace Rich with her rich tips. And speaking of Candace, she along with the yesterday birthday boy, Sam Bowen, for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Happy birthday again, Sam. Jack, do we have a question of the day?
It was posted in our YouTube chat. Have you ever been to couples therapy?
All right. No. I don't think many people have. I think that's a relatively rare existence. I'll go 24%.
Not too bad. 17% say yes.
Wow.
Yeah, people, it's a big stigma about it still. People just think that's a last resort kind of thing.
Oh, it's great. If you ever wanted to win an argument, it's
that's why a lot of people do go. They think they're right, and they step in there and get served.
All I'm missing is a referee to keep it fair. That's all I'm missing.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Everybody have a great weekend for sure. On behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning after us. It's Tom and Dan at the corporate time. It's Bungalow on the Bus. It's What the Hell is Angel listening to? Real music weekends all weekend long. And don't forget Sunday morning, it's Captain's Log Radio with their very own Jack Bradshaw. And Sunday morning coming down with the legend, Joseph Martins. We'll see you Monday at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic weekend.
Don't forget those late keywords. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Yep, you got it, Toyota.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law.